On today's Part of My Take, we have a twofer, and we stayed up. We're actually in the studio right now. It is 12:30 in the morning. We stayed up because we love you all, and also we're going to record early on Thursday. So we felt like we owed it to everyone.
It honestly feels good to be up this late
I agree.
Watching sports.
And we got rewarded with some good basketball games. So we're going to break down the games that happened tonight. We'll talk a little hockey playoffs. We have a twofer. We have Mankind and Muggsy Bogues, Bryson and Brooks, and then we're going to finish up with some great guys on chicks. Oh, also, we're about to find Kony again. Before we do all of that, we are brought to you by our friends at Chevy Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado. Silverado is strong, advanced, dependable, hardworking. Guys, girls, everyone, it is truck season. It is summer. There's nothing better than having a truck in the summer. Maybe sit in the bed of the truck at a concert, at a tailgate.
Tailgate?
Yeah, tailgate. Do everything, hauling, towing, maybe taking your boat to the lake. Moving day, maybe not moving day, but actually people do move in the summer, so help out on moving day.
I got to do some moving next weekend. I'm going to rent a Chevy Silverado.
There we go. Perfect. Road trips, everything. Chevy Silverado has you covered. I love the Chevy Silverado. When I test drove it, I felt like an absolute, like just a boss. I was just
beast. You felt like Jake.
A beast. Yeah, I was a beast. I felt like Jake for a weekend. So check out the Chevy Silverado. We're still running the PMT deal. You just got to whisper softly into the salesperson's ear, PMT, and they will give you $100, a full tank of gas.
$100 off.
$100 off.
Is $100 a crisp bill?
It's either way you want it.
Your choice.
Yeah, $100 off or $100 bill, a full tank of gas, and a cup of coffee. And that is only done by us because we love you. So the Chevy Silverado, go check it out. It is the most dependable. It is the most hardworking. It is the most advanced and strong Silverado that has ever been out there. So check it out, Chevy Silverado. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Part of My Take, presented by the Chevy Silverado, the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. Today is Wednesday, May 26th, and the Lakers are back.
We think. They're up by 8 points with 1 minute left.
Oh, whoa, wait, PFT, how did you know that? Are we up right now watching the game at 12:30 in the morning in the studio?
Actually, no, we're not, Big Cat. We're up awake watching the game at 12:32 in the morning in the studio. And the Suns were back for a little bit.
The simple things in life for me is just bragging about being up late. That's really when you're
on a school night.
Yes, you're right, though. The Suns, I think that it was the perfect yin and yang on Sunday's show when we had, you were optimistic about the Suns' chances against the Lakers. I was more the realist in the conversation about the fact that I've seen this from LeBron so many times over. He loses game one, and then he figures it out, and they win game two. And it's weird to say, but in a series that is a 7-game series and the Suns are up 1-0, I said it during this game in the fourth quarter, it felt like a must-win for the Suns.
Well, I'm going to do a little whose man is this, because I think it's actually Anthony Davis's win tonight. I'm not giving this win to LeBron. Anthony Davis, if he doesn't make all those three-pointers, it's a much different game. You can't beat the Lakers if Anthony Davis is wet from three.
He also made a lot of free throws, which we'll shout out our Suns fans, listeners. It was a little bit of a ref show. I'll just say it.
Well, they set the tone.
It felt like the Lakers were destined to win this game. Take that however you want.
Right at the start, in the very first minute, Anthony Davis. Who did he kick in the nuts? Jay Crowder, right?
Jay Crowder, karate.
Kicked Jay Crowder in the nuts, and that probably went on to affect Jay Crowder's dismal three-point performance tonight.
Shout out Jay Crowder, though, because he tries so hard on defense, and I will always respect a guy who's like, hey, listen, I'm working my ass off on defense. I'm hustling for rebounds. I'm going to get to take a few shots here, even though I can't shoot tonight.
Yeah, and he also is a guy that doesn't lose confidence.
Right.
He's like, next one's going in.
Yep, exactly. Next one is definitely going in. So it was a good game, though. It was a fun, spirited game. Campaign, who I never stopped believing in, was a perfect compliment to Devin Booker. But, yes, it does feel like the Suns needed to win this game, and it feels like history is repeating itself over and over and over, where LeBron, the feel-out game of game one. And, I mean, I guess he just knows. Like, he's done it so many times. you don't need to win game one.
I think there's certain opponents, like if it's in the NBA Finals, he'll probably try to go out there game one and wreck shit, right?
Right.
But if it's in the first or second round, he's like, I'm gonna let them get a little confidence, maybe run their way out of the series tonight. Let them try too hard in game one.
It's like you want to see what the best they have, so
right?
You know what's going to come.
I tortured myself a little bit and tried to go back through history because I was like, I think that LeBron beat the Bulls every single game, or the Bulls beat LeBron every single game one and then lost the series. It was 3 out of 4, but 2 of them were 4-1 LeBron. That's just what he does. He gives you a little bit of hope, and then you just sit there and you're like, oh, fuck. And you know what? I'm going to say something nice about LeBron, even though it was bullshit that Porzingis got fined $50,000 for doing what LeBron did.
Well, to be fair, what LeBron did not translate to a high risk of transmission activity.
Yes.
Per Adam Silver. That just meant it was LeBron.
Yes.
That did this.
He has like figured out like when to pick his spots in these games, that it's incredible to watch how he can be so like passive for quarters and take quarters not off, but kind of take them off and be like, when I need to, I will make shots and I will dictate the pace of this game. And yeah, it is pretty nice to have Anthony Davis. And shout out to Andre. We just had a Steve Ballmer. Steve Ballmer's wearing like a painter's mask.
Do you think Steve Ballmer's invited to the Bill Gates like summer of the divorce?
What was that? Bill Gates, by the way, look
yes.
at
Yeah, you have
probably the first text you send when you're single.
Yo.
If you're Bill Gates, you have to invite somebody that's like at least in an adjacent tax bracket to you when you're going on your vacation.
He probably has some hookups.
I don't want to piss off Bill Gates because he's probably one of the most powerful people in the world. But if I were to be critical of Bill Gates, I would say, hey, dude, you're single now. You might want to get rid of the tits.
Yeah, I mean,
like if I was single tomorrow, I wouldn't eat for like 5 months. Like you just have to. I'm sorry, but Bill, you gotta get hot. You gotta get hot.
I think that Bill Gates is hot right now in his own Bill Gates way.
Frumpy. He's frumpy.
I find power attractive.
Frumpy is. Frumpy's a bad word to say.
He looks like a melted candle.
Yeah,
a little bit.
He looks like he's trying to steal a pillow from a hotel underneath his shirt.
Yeah. But anyways, I would invite Steve Ballmer.
Yes.
And also, I would invite Steve Ballmer regardless of his money because he's just a party starter.
Right.
Maybe A-Rod.
He's an energy guy.
Kind of in not the same tax bracket.
Yeah, but energy guys. Energy guys. So yeah, LeBron, I was complimenting him, and then we got sidetracked there.
I do think we need to go back and look at LeBron's greatest hits from when he was a younger player and some of the antics, some of the theatrics that he pulled off. Because knowing what we know now about LeBron, I think like the cramp game would be absolutely hilarious if it happened right now.
Yes.
Against the Spurs, where he got like carried.
That was funny in real time.
That was the Spurs did just turn off the AC.
Yeah, but he got carried off the court, right?
Yeah.
Like he had to have people physically lift him up like Rudy and walk him 10 feet to the bench.
Yeah, he's a warrior. He played through a pretty much broken shoulder tonight.
LeBron James.
Yes, exactly. So, the series is 1-1. I think the Lakers are now going to, keep control of it. It just feels like they're a team, and maybe last year they obviously won the title, but they know when to push it and when they don't need to push it. Like they can push the buttons, flip the switch, and LeBron has that part of him now where he doesn't have to give max effort all the time. He knows that he can control a game if it's a 5-point game in the fourth quarter.
I do really want to see a Clippers-Lakers series, though.
Yeah,
I think, you know what? I think we deserve that as fans. I'll go one step further. I think that Adam Silver owes it to us as fans.
Yes, I agree. So the Clippers, should we switch to the Clippers real quick? The Clippers now will update if things change as we're watching the end of this game.
Again, it's 12:38 in the morning.
12:38 update. The Clippers going down 2-0 would be very, very catastrophic.
I mean, that's panic button. That is you have to smash the panic button.
Yes.
You have to ask. Ballmer needs to ask Clippy what to do in that circumstance. It is officially like you need to break the glass. You need to figure it out because you know what happens if they lose the series? You got to blow it all up.
Yeah,
you got to blow it up.
You got to trade Paul George.
Yeah, everybody trade everyone.
Yes, Luka's just so fucking good. Luka's so smooth.
He was hitting 32-foot three-pointers consistently tonight.
And I love something I just love. Like, you know how we always talk about Brady Quinn's spiral and how you want to fuck it? The part of Luka's game that I want to fuck is when he does a step back or a turnaround fadeaway, and he does the teardrop. That basically the ball like scrapes the roof, and the net just doesn't even move.
You know what I like about him? I like after he gets back down the court after hitting a three. When he does the turnaround, he knows when the camera's facing him. He does blue steel.
Yes.
When he turns around on the defensive end of the court.
Yes. So I mean, it's a 10-point game right now as we're doing this at 12:40 a.m. The Celtics, Henry.
All I was thinking today as I was watching the game is that the Nets and Lakers championship is going to be very interesting because the Nets look like the greatest team ever assembled tonight. Ever.
It's incredible.
No hyperbole.
It really is no hyperbole because when you are watching them and you're like, okay, there was one possession where Kyrie came down, he threw it to KD in like the high post. KD did like a turnaround swish, and you're sitting there watching it. Kyrie's standing at the top of the key. James Harden is standing in the corner. Joe Harris is standing at the three-point line. All those guys can hit threes. Oh, and then Blake Griffin is just dunking on everyone's face. And I know people are like, oh, he got his ankles broken. He dunked 4 times after that. So shut up.
Oh, Blake is officially back right now.
He hurt his hand on the rim, okay? That's like the worst pain you can have.
Here's a stat. Blake has had 19 dunks with the Nets after 0 dunks with the Pistons.
Yeah.
So Blake is officially back. He was jamming in everybody's face. He's battled back extremely bravely from having to live in Detroit for a couple months. I think he's come back Blake of the year.
Yes, and it's stupid watching the Nets and being like, okay, so if Kevin Durant doesn't want to score, they have 2 other all-world scorers who can just do it at any time. And Joe Harris, who fucking how many points did Joe Harris have tonight? 25. 25. I think he had 22 in the first half. He was unconscious from 3. So it's like, I don't know. Maybe it's the Celtics are just not that good, which I think you agree, Hank, and they're missing Jaylen Brown. But I think the Nets might be that hard to stop.
Right. The only thing that I was thinking is like the only thing that could stop them is a team that's a better coached team. The Lakers have been together a little bit longer. They have a little bit more size. But I don't see how it goes any other way at this point.
Yeah. So what happens when Blake does have to defend against Anthony Davis?
Right.
Can our boy
or
do
Joel Embiid?
Or Joel? Yeah.
But they'll smoke the Sixers.
So
basically,
if they play like they did tonight, they're kind of,
Simmons is, yeah.
What is the roadmap to beating the Nets? You have to hope that 2 out of those 3 guys.
You have to score more than them.
You have to outscore them, and you have to play tough D.
Yeah. No.
You know what? You have to play man defense.
I think you have to. Seriously, you have to maybe. I don't know.
You have to hope that KD and Kyrie have off nights, and that James Harden went out to a strip club.
I was thinking, you have to take James Harden out to the club. You have to get a Twitter troll to go after KD, and then you have to have like some type of fact or like whoa moment with Kyrie that he just spends the whole time being like, is the world flat or not?
If aliens show up,
and then hope Joe Harris like rolls his ankle. So Joe Harris tonight, he's their 4th option. Oh, can I get your charger real quick?
Yeah, go.
Because it's 12.
It's late. It's very late. Yeah.
Joe Harris was 7 for 10 from 3 tonight. 7 for 10 from 3. He's their 4th option.
The bottom line is you can't beat the Nets if Joe Harris is scoring in double digits.
You just can't beat. I know that we're overreacting. And
no, we're right. But we are overreacting.
It's just ridiculous to watch them and be like, oh, James Harden is on the floor and he's not touching the ball and he is one of the best scorers in the league.
I'm overreacting only because I was underreacting earlier after game 1 when the Nets looked like they could be beat.
Yes.
So, I mean, that's on me. So I do think that I was wrong in the past. Nets might not lose a game going into the finals.
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, they'll lose a game.
All right, now you're underreacting.
Yeah, I'm underreacting.
I had that same thought tonight, PFT.
They will.
I just don't see how it happens.
No, I think the Bucks will. It will be a good series. The Bucks would not like the Bucks would. I think that'd go 6, 7. Yeah. Yeah, I'm back to reacting appropriately.
I'm very excited to see if the Nets win the championship, the ticker tape parade that they throw for them here in New York. How many dozens of people are going to be out there?
Yeah.
Bill de Blasio is wearing a Knicks hat today.
A shout out Bill de Blasio because I think I'm starting. He's universally hated, but I think I'm starting to like him just because the So for people who don't know, he's the mayor of New York. He did a press conference. He's wearing a Nets jersey and a Nets hat. And then today, a week later, was wearing a Knicks hat and dropped a line like, hey, Trae Young, like those Hawks don't fly in New York City. I just love the idea that a person, he's almost a Veep character. Like a politician can do the Nets press conference, walk off the stage and like look at his staff and be like, I fucking crushed that.
Yeah, no.
Like, give me the Knicks hat. Let's do it again.
He's like if Jonah was a Mormon from Veep.
Yes.
And he was wearing a James Harden jersey the other day. And now today he was complaining about Trae Young.
On top of the collared shirt.
On top of the collared shirt.
He was complaining about Trae Young because Trae Young games the system too much and draws too many cheap fouls.
Yeah. So, all right. So that's basketball. Shout out to our Nuggets. Won game 2. It was illegal. We're going to get to a hat roast for the new MLB hats. It was illegal what they did, though. They wore the Blazers jerseys.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Are there not any colorblind NBA fans out there? Because there are a shitload of colorblind NFL fans that flip out when teams are wearing the wrong colors during Color Rush. You remember that old, like the Jets-Bills game back from 2016 or whenever that was? I felt like half of Twitter was colorblind at that point.
Yes.
But are you telling me that there's nobody out there that's writing letters to the NBA about like, hey, I can't tell the difference between Carmelo Anthony and the team that used to have Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, I saw, so Nike took over NBA uniforms a few years ago, and they've just completely wrecked it. Like, every team has 10 uniforms now. They have colors that they shouldn't have. It's so stupid what they've done. There's been so many bad uniform matchups. It's basically the Oregon Ducks if every team was the Oregon Ducks.
It's like an inter-squad scrimmage.
Yeah, the Oregon Ducks are cool in football because they're the only team that are the Oregon Ducks. Like, that's cool that they wear a different uniform every week. Now it's every fucking team has this. So, old man yelling at clouds, but you can't wear the other team's fucking color.
How are you going to say
red against the Blazers?
Right.
That is their color.
Right.
And how can you say these colors don't run if you have every color?
Right.
Like, as a fan, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, if you get a tattoo.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, if you're a Blazers fan, that shows up. Imagine this, Big Cat. Imagine if you're a Blazers fan, you painted your body to support the team, bright red. You show up at the game, and now all of a sudden you have to root for the Nuggets?
Yeah.
Or look like a fool?
I think they should just go shirts and skins.
Yeah.
Every single game.
Be a lot of blood.
Be a lot of blood.
KD's shoulder exploded tonight.
Yeah,
you
see
see that?
It was gross.
Looked like a gunshot wound when he fell down.
Also, Andre Drummond, I don't know what you're doing wearing one legging, but you look really slow from it. Like, you just look slower.
Some guys look way faster though.
But he
when
looks
they've got
so
the one
slow.
legging.
I don't know. It looks like he's always injured.
When he's got the like the white undershirt that's really tight. Which, by the way, I don't know. Is there any other player that wears that undershirt? I think he just has a guy.
Drummond wears an undershirt too.
No, but that like exact
Tight,
style of undershirt.
Yes.
I think he just has a guy that makes them for him personally.
Yeah, who's like trying to take over the apparel world. Jake, what were you going to say?
You guys wanted an updated stat of the Big Four from the Nets in Game 1. So the Big Four, including Blake, had 72 tonight.
Whoa.
And part of my take guess, Blake Griffin, Joe Harris combined for 36. Kyrie, James Harden, 35.
Okay.
Who's the better duo?
Wow. Okay.
Numbers never lie.
Great stat.
They never lie.
All right, quick hockey, and then we got to talk about Brooks and Bryson, which
Before
is
hockey.
Oh yeah,
It's 12:48 a.m. We just got a pizza delivery courtesy of Slice.
we did. Slice is the best. Slice works with over 16,000 local shops and has saved local pizzerias $250 million in fees. You can earn free pizza when you order on Slice. 8 pizza points equals a free large pie. You can earn pizza points by ordering from any of your favorite local shops. It's perfect. The partner for ordering in pizza ahead of any game. Use the promo code TAKE for $3 off your first app order. This is getting the pizzeria more money, so you need to be using Slice. Also, if you're looking for a new pizza place, if you're trying to try out some new places, Slice has them all. They have them rated. It's the best place to go. Use promo code TAKE for $3 off your first order when you download the app. Slice, do it right now. We love Slice. $250 million saved.
You know what annoys me when I order pizza? A lot of times I'll try to do it through one of the other big apps, and they always have like the promoted pizza places at the top when you search for pizza, and they're always trash pizza.
Yeah.
It's always like 2.5 stars.
Not Slice.
Save $5. No,
Yeah.
thank you. Get Slice.
Yeah, use promo code TAKE for $3 off. All right, quick hockey. The Islanders and Bruins are on a collision course. The Islanders took the lead in the series 3-2. The Oilers and Connor McDavid got swept in just horrific fashion.
They got
3 overtime games.
They got beat down so bad that Mike Trout was trending on Twitter because Connor McDavid just can't win a playoff series.
Yikes. And they lost in 3 overtimes, which I can't think of anything worse than watching your team get swept in the 3rd overtime. Mm-hmm. That's a brutal way to go out.
It's tough, and they broke the franchise. Wayne Gretzky resigned.
Oh,
he said, "I'm not going to be doing whatever Wayne Gretzky was doing." Mm-hmm. But it's a good lesson. Like usually, if the guy
he's going to TNT, I thought you were going to transition that. That was your biz. What you're talking to Biz about.
He's going to TNT?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, he's going to he's going to get high and talk about hockey fights.
Well,
like Biz?
no, but that's a pretty smart. Like we can't get Biz nasty. Let's get the greatest hockey player of all time.
Honestly, like no cap, I would 10 times out of 10 rather interview Biz nasty than Wayne Gretzky.
For sure.
Would Wayne Gretzky pass out on our couch?
We've already interviewed him?
Yeah, no, if you said, no, but, okay, so one interview, Gretzky, but if you said you have a 10 interview series, Biz all day, every day. Mm-hmm. Like, there wouldn't be anything else to talk about after a while with Gretzky.
It's honestly better interviewing players that were not very good at hockey than players that were great. And that goes for most sports, too. Like, would you think about all the great athletes out there that have transitioned to being in the front office? They all stink at it.
Yeah, it's better to have the bad athletes. Like, that's why we have Mark Titus coming up on Friday.
Exactly. And it's one of those things where, like, the people that are in charge of, like, personnel, their fixed everything is just, like, do what I did.
Yeah.
Be me.
Yeah, be smarter.
It's not that hard. I was great. You should be great, too.
Sign me again.
Yeah.
But a younger version. Maple Leafs took control of their series. And then I saw what other series we got going on right now?
Carolina beat Nashville.
That's right. And are the Panthers still alive? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, Game 5 tonight, or Game 6 tonight in Tampa.
Oh, wow. Wait. Oh, yeah, so it's 3-2. All right, there hasn't been a series we've gotten wrong more than the
and the dates of
Panthers,
the games.
Tampa Bay.
I thought we nailed it. I thought that.
No, remember
we screwed it up.
Well, and Hank, we were all over the place, and now I'm thinking that it's still 3-1, but it's not. It's 3-2.
Do you think that that Connecticut residents are cheering for the Hurricanes?
I don't think so.
Is there any of that going on?
No.
The Whalers
bring back their Whalers.
The Whalers. I mean, those uniforms are sweet.
Also the greatest goal song of all time, the Brass Bonanza.
Which one was that? Sing.
Bum, 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 ba-da-na-na-na. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-da.
Yep. NHL 94.
Da-da-da-da-na-na-na. Da-da-da-da-na-na-na. Da-da-da-da-na-na. I think that's it.
I think that was what was played.
I don't actually know.
I think you're right because that's what they used to play every time you'd execute a perfect wraparound in NHL 94. That shit would hit.
I hope that's it. That's Brass Bonanza is the greatest goal song probably of all time. I would actually say it. Nope, I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong.
Is that Brass
I think what you just did is like what college basketball bands do.
It sounded good though, right?
It sounded like sports.
All right, play the Brass Bonanza. Let's hear the whole Brass Bonanza. Okay. Wait, no, this is right. I was right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this part.
You were singing the hook.
This is a fucking great song. They should honestly bring back the Whalers just for this song.
And also, the logo is way cooler, too.
And also, I like the song because it's the Brass Bonanza. Like, that's what it is. It's just all the brass.
It's a bonanza.
Yeah, and it's just all of them. This is... Oh, man. Is that trombone?
That's a bone, yeah.
Yeah, that's a bone.
You can hear the slide in there.
That's a T-bone. We got to record late more often. We just find these gems. I'm gonna skull fuck anyone who says we didn't talk hockey. We fucking played the Brass Bonanza. Okay, that's great. Mm-hmm. That's great.
You know what? It sounds better too coming through an organ.
Yes.
Where they screw up like a couple notes here and there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. The most important story in sports world. Let's get to that. Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, our guy Brooks Koepka. If you didn't see the clip, I think it's actually been pulled from all social media, but you probably did see the clip. Bryson Brooks doing an interview after his round, I think Friday. Bryson walks by, says something. We don't know what he says. He's also wearing metal spikes, which I'm going to say right now is bad for the course. and guys don't like them because it screws up the putting green.
Yeah, it actually does. It
Yes.
leaves nasty divots that
Correct.
you can't necessarily repair correctly. That's why when you looked at the green this weekend, there were all those like brown patches that had nothing to do with the sprinkler system or the irrigation system or the weather or how grass grows. That was just Bryson
stomping around.
And also, when you miss all your putts and you just parade around every single green all the time like Bryson did,
Right.
you chew up a significant portion of it.
So Brooks has a look of disdain. He closes his eyes like, I can't fucking believe this guy. It was so good. This rivalry is so good for golf. Obviously, we are Team Brooks till we die. We ride till we die. And I don't know how anyone could see this and be like, that was Bryson living rent-free in Brooks. Dude, Brooks, like, I like that Brooks wears his heart on his sleeve. Like, I don't like this guy. He's fucking annoys me. So I'm just gonna, give my facial expression that he deserves.
I think we need to have an honest conversation as a nation about what living rent-free in somebody's head actually entails, because it gets thrown out there a lot. It's the most common thing. If you have an opinion about somebody, they're living rent-free in your head. And frankly, I think that them living rent-free in my head is actually good for me.
Yeah.
Because that means that I'm thinking, I'm using my brain. I'm not coasting through life like a jellyfish, just like floating around, not having a strong opinion on all your antics in front of me.
Yes. Let me give you a hypothetical. What I might envision living rent-free in someone's head would look like. Let's say PFT, I'm standing giving an interview and someone walks by me that I really hate, and I give a look like I fucking hate this guy. And then that gets leaked onto social media. This is all hypothetical, by the way. Mm-hmm. This gets leaked on social media. Everyone's like, oh my God, that's crazy. The person who walked by me who I hate then puts out an Instagram story of him lifting 100-pound dumbbells saying can't stop, won't stop, trying to prove how tough he is.
Well, I'd
say that would be rent-free.
I think the individuals that are living rent-free are Bryson DeChambeau's rowdy garage youth group Gainsbros that chill out in his Nautilus circuit constantly. I think they're not paying rent, and they're just hanging out there, be like, great form, Bryson.
Which,
when he's doing
by the way, he's got bad form. He's going to get injured.
Terrible form.
I don't want him to get injured, but he's going to get injured.
He was trying to do hammer curls.
With 100 pounds.
100 pounds just for the gram.
Just for the gram.
He was using his shoulders.
Popcorn muscles.
He was going back. His elbows, the angles on his elbows were just all kinds of fucked up. Mm-hmm. I'm actually past the point of rivalry at this point. I'm concerned for his health.
Agreed. Someone should alert him that his form is terrible. But that's what he did. He released a video of him lifting 100-pound dumbbells in response to Brooks, showing just regular disdain, which, again, is a normal reaction of, like, I hate this guy.
And Big Cat, hypothetically, would you say that it's living rent-free if, let's say your name's not Brooks.
Okay.
And you're teeing off, you hit a shot, and then someone says, nice shot, Brooksy, and you turn around and you say that again, I'll get you kicked off this golf course. Would you say that would be living rent-free?
I would say that would be.
And I'm by no means am I telling every single person that's listening to me that might be at a tournament with Bryson DeChambeau to call him Brooksy after he hits a tee shot. I would never say something like that. Mm-hmm. But if you were to do something like that, I think you might be living rent-free in Bryson's head.
I would agree.
Free of cost. But I love the look on Brooks Koepka's face.
It's so good.
Because it's very relatable. We all have things in our life that we react like that to.
Yes.
It's like they're just people that they creep you out. They
bother you.
I don't even think that Brooks hates Bryson as much as he's just completely creeped out by him as a person.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he just doesn't like being around him. It's like being at the water cooler and seeing the guy that you just hate walking up, and you're like, ugh, this again.
You know that meme of the boy walking down the street with the trumpet and the girl in front of him covering her ears while he's just blaring it? That's in real life. That's what was going on there.
Agreed. All right. So last up, by the way, the Clippers came back, and then what just happened? The Mavs just hit a big three. Tim Hardaway just hit a big three. So it looks like they're going to go down 0-2.
Junior Jake.
Yeah, Junior. Tim Hardaway Senior. He said something, right?
Yeah, not a fan of the gays.
That's right. I knew he said something. I couldn't remember what he had said.
An all-time Onion headline, too. I'm not going to say it out loud because I'll have to be transferred to the Puerto Rico division.
Where does he stand on Kony?
Oh, we'll get to that. We will get to that. All right, so I'm looking at these MLB hats for the first time. What the fuck are these?
So the internet did something good today. We used our collective power to bully New Era Caps into taking down the new area code hats that they drop for every Major League Baseball team. Within I think it was within 30 minutes. It was just such a swift, unified backlash. We still have it as a country when we're all on the same side. It's just that we all team up usually in terms of Major League Sports fashion choices.
I think you guys are capping a little bit.
Oh, I see. One person said these hats are lit. Oh wait, no. Fuck.
They didn't say that?
No, the account is, get this, sports shit no one says.
That's pretty good. Said no one ever. Are we bringing
that
back...
That guy made an account in 2013 and was like, I am going to rule the internet.
I think we got to bring back said no one ever.
Sports, 148,000 followers.
And what's funny about those hats is every city has that one area code that they look at and they're like, that area code should not be on this hat. The bad area code.
This is so ridiculous.
Some of it is the idea. I don't hate the idea of having other things on the hat. It's just too much.
It's way too much.
Well, you can't have the numbers and the hat. I'm looking at the Astros.
Yeah, the fuck.
I kind of disagree, Hank, because you can't have 2 area codes on there. You can have
you should just have none.
You can
have one. You should have the one that the stadium is in.
But you should not.
Yeah, but there's
you should either do one or you should do all of them. I would absolutely buy a hat that just said Hawes on the front and then listed every single area code that Ludacris mentioned in that
song. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at this. This is, I like some of the, what are these? These are almost like Bitmojis on it, are actually not bad. I think I just saw Kansas City with a trumpet. I don't know, is that a big thing in Kansas City, trumpets?
Yeah,
Wait,
sure.
What is the Minnesota one? Is it a golf course? Is that a lake? Must be a lake.
There was one. I think
the Angels one's kind of clean.
Yeah, well, that's because they don't have anything to put on there for the Angels. I think they actually just left out some of the designs that were on the other hats on the Angels one.
These are so. There's an orca whale on the Mariners and a cup of coffee. I'd buy that, and just for the cup of coffee, I need to make a hat that just has a cup of coffee.
Chicago says Chicago and Chi-Town.
And it has the flag, and which the flag is good. That would be a cool hat if you put that on the back. Yeah, these are stupid. Okay, good job, everyone on the internet, for roasting them and getting this off. I appreciate.
Oh, this is a good one. Somebody put up a hat of the Astros, and on one side it's got the area codes, and on the other, trash can.
Ooh, that's nice. All right, so. Let's get to who's back. Or sorry, Hot Seat Cool Throne. Should we watch this? I mean, the Mavs are going to win. Yeah, so the Mavs are up 2-0.
Oh, the Atlanta hat is pretty sick. The Atlanta hat has a peach. It looks like the peach emoji, so just an ass on the side, and then it's got a UFO in the front with an alien, and it says ATL, like the AT alien. That's cool. I would have bought that.
Yeah, these area codes are very funny. I'm looking at the Cubs hat, and they have 618, which is that's basically all Cardinals fans.
You know what though? Stay woke. This just hit me. I bet you New Era did this intentionally, pulled them off the market fast.
They were trending
because the next time they drop a hat, everyone's going to buy it immediately because they'll be like, this might only be up for a half hour because people that jumped on this one. They're probably going to be able to resell those hats.
That's true. The new Beanie Babies.
Yeah, stay very woke on this.
Always looking for the new Beanie Babies. It is funny that we basically are recreating Beanie Babies with NFTs.
NFTs.
Yeah,
Coin, Dogecoin.
Yeah. Pogs.
Ass, MILF coin.
CryptoPunks.
Cum Rocket.
Yeah. MILF coin. I might buy a MILF coin.
I purchased several Cum Rockets at the peak of the cum bubble, and it popped. Deflated, and then I did cum swaps, and I had to change back and buy more Dogecoin. This is all true, by the way.
These are all real sentences put together.
Happened.
Oh man! All right, that game's over. So the Clippers lost. Unbelievable. All right, let's get to Hot Seat Cool Throne, and then we have an awesome interview with Mankind and an awesome interview with Muggsy Bogues. A little twofer for everyone. Not saying that you should tweet us and say that we're heroes for staying up this late, but And also, don't mention that we're going to record early on Thursday. Just remember that we did it tonight. Yeah. Okay, before we get to Hot Seat Cool Throne, Hot Seat Cool Throne is brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. Do you ever feel like summer just flies by? I actually do. Once you hit July 4th, summer is basically over. It just goes like that.
Don't give me summer
I'm just telling
already.
you. I'm just telling you. This is why we need Coors Light, because what do you do when you need a moment to chill, to sit down and enjoy, savor the summer? Well, you drink a Coors Light, the coldest beer ever. It is literally made to chill. It is the summer to rediscover and enjoy what makes summer awesome. That is brought to you by Coors Light. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. Literally made to chill, and it's as crisp and refreshing as the Colorado Rockies. Perfect for a moment to unwind this summer. When you crack open that ice-cold Coors Light, maybe you're sitting on the beach, maybe you're sitting on your patio, your rooftop, wherever it may be, just enjoy the moment. Have that Coors Light in your cooler, in your hand. You crack it open. The sun is shining. The world just feels good. It's warm out. You're wearing shorts. You're wearing a T-shirt. Maybe you don't even have a T-shirt on, but you have a Coors Light in your hand, and it is those blue mountains that we will always retweet when we see them because they always make me happy. So go crack open a Coors Light. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy summer, because Coors Light is the official beer of slowing down summer. And we want to see your Blue Mountains all summer long, because the beer that's made to chill, we want to savor every second of summer. Get Coors Light Summer Packaging straight to your door with Drizly or Instacart. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. The beer made to chill, the beer for summer. Let's make it a summer to remember, okay? Let's slowing down summer. That's what we're doing this summer. We're slowing it down with a Coors Light and those moments. Okay, Hank, Hot Seat Cool Throne.
My hot seat
Is
Shannon Sharp.
Ooh,
Okay.
illegal.
One of the guys in Undisputed broke the law yesterday.
Yep.
Called Julio Jones. Was asking him, talking to him, asked him if he was going to be in Atlanta next year. Julio Jones said, "Nah, I'm out of there." Then after that, Shannon Sharp was like, "Oh, we're on Undisputed right now. This is being recorded." According California follows the two-party law, where it's like if you're recording someone, if you're on the phone with someone, and you're recording it, they have to know about it beforehand.
Yep.
So he broke the law.
He broke the law.
Unless it was a work, which some
Jail.
people think it was a work.
I think it was absolutely work. I think
don't.
that Julio Jones knew it was coming. They had discussed it, and then he did a great job of pretending that he didn't know, because it's the ultimate out. Aaron Rodgers is kicking himself right now for not being best friends with Shannon Sharp and taking a phone call in the air, because this is a very effective passive-aggressive move that you can use.
It's so aggressive, though. It's such an aggressive move.
Deep down, I think it's a work, but the things that are on the other side of the argument is Julio Jones doesn't do media. He doesn't do. When was the last time you heard a Julio Jones interview? He doesn't really do anything with the media. So that makes me feel like maybe it wasn't a work. I don't know. It's got me twisted. Kudos to Shannon for breaking the law, going to jail, but getting great ratings. And also,
should we try it?
Yeah, with who?
Julio Jones.
I'm sure we got to think of someone.
Let's see.
You know who we'll do it with? You know who we'll do it with, because not to steal your cool throne, why don't you say your cool throne real quick? PFT, we'll hop around.
My cool throne was just going to be NFL training camp in general.
Yes.
And
the pictures.
Yeah, pictures of players. What are we getting at here?
We're getting at Josh Allen wearing a visor.
Okay, yeah.
So
we
let's
can just
try to
jump
call
that
Josh
and
Allen.
See if he's unhappy with his equipment manager.
Yeah, see if the visor is sticking, because we know that a visor quarterback will not win a Super Bowl.
Yes, you're the Buffalo Bills. You should be wearing a hat.
Yeah, so wait, should I say live to tape or not?
No, ask him and then be like, "Oh, we're live to tape, by the way."
Okay. I don't know if I've ever called Josh Allen, so I don't know if he'd pick up. Oh, no, we did with the kid who came.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Hey, Josh, what's up? It's your good friend Big Cat.
Best friend, how you doing?
Oh, best friends. I love it. Hey, dude, I saw you in a visor. Are you a visor guy now?
I've flirted with the idea of being a visor guy. I'm looking into it, looking at the statistics.
Tell him no visor quarterback.
Yeah, no visor quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl. Just a heads up.
Correct. So that's what's throwing me off.
Okay, so no visor or visor?
I like going visor for practice, and then for the games I take it off because I don't like sweat.
Okay.
All right, that's
perfect.
That's fine.
Perfect. Great answer. Also, we're taping you right now. Was our Mox, Shannon Sharp, Julio Jones situation.
Gotcha. Okay.
Is that illegal?
No, I figured you were. You sound like you had your
Shit.
I heard people behind you. You had your reporter mic on.
Yeah, it was my professional podcasting voice.
Yeah, we're also in the same state, so I think
Yeah,
we
we're in
can
the
just
same
go ahead and
state,
do
so
whatever
it's
we want.
legal.
I could murder you. And it's fine.
Yeah, we were nervous though, for real, like about the visor, because we saw it. You looked cool, like really cool, but the statistics show maybe, you know what? Wear the visor up until the Super Bowl and then just take it off for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I guess I can do that. But I'm a little superstitious, so I don't know. I don't know if I can do that. It's either all or nothing.
All right, so let's say nothing. Let's just report the news right now. Breaking news. Josh Allen, visor in practice. It looks cool, but he will be visorless when we kick off the season.
I put good betting odds on that, yes.
Okay, love
All right.
it. Thank you,
I'm
Josh.
very happy to know that.
Thank you, Josh. We'll talk soon. We need to get you on again soon.
Well, he's on right now.
Oh, he just hung up on me.
That's going to go so viral.
Yeah, it's going to go so viral.
I actually think it'd be fucking hilarious if Shannon Sharp went to prison for this. And you know what? If they do that, they should have him call into the show.
I mean, him coming out of jail would be amazing content.
They've recorded albums via jail, just like on the you are now receiving a collect call from
Max
Shannon
P.
Sharp. Yeah, exactly. They should just do the show that way and have Skip debate Shannon from prison.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's triple the ratings right there.
Yeah.
You want to play this? You want to take it to its logical extent as almost like a WWE type show? Send Shannon to jail.
Yes.
Officially on the record, because I feel like it's going to come out one way or the other. What's your official stance? Fake, real, or work?
Julio knew that it was going to happen.
I say he didn't.
Fuck, man. This one's got me twisted. I'd say he knew. I'll say he knew.
And you're saying he didn't.
I'm saying he didn't.
Yeah, it just feels like it would be kind of fucked up to do that. I mean,
agree.
we just did it to Josh Allen.
Right.
It's
Super
fucked
viral.
And it
up.
was fucked up. It was very fucked up.
It's gonna go crazy.
It is going to go crazy viral. Not a visor guy.
Speaking of crazy viral,
I like that though. I do like that our stupid ass take has actually like trickled its way up to being a real thing, where now quarterbacks are afraid to wear visors.
Right. He did this. He said
probably though. I think in his mind, he was trying to be nice, because in his mind he would have said definitely not, but he said that's probably not going to happen, which to me means like he might want to still wear the visor.
No, if
which
Josh Allen
break the record, break the mold.
If he plays in a
Someone's got to
Super
do it.
Bowl with a visor, I will kill a debutante. Just a fact.
Whatever. And then my cool throne.
Are you okay?
Now I was trying to fix the light. Fix it though. Apparently. Coors Light. 74 packs, 37,000 gallons delivered. My cool throne, as first reported by Glennard Balls, is Guy Fieri.
Shout out, Guy.
huge contract.
Signed a 3-year, $80 million contract extension. I went to Twitter to just get the numbers, and Glenny Balls' tweet has 3,000 retweets and 7,000 favorites. He actually broke this news.
Holy shit.
Is that guaranteed? How does that work at Food Network?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is that like NFL numbers, or is this like NBA? Because when I see
It's probably more like NBA.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And I see 3 years, 80 million. That's Harrison Barnes numbers. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Harrison Barnes got paid.
I saw it and immediately I was like, did the like cap go up? Like, what's going on with this contract?
Oh, it's a bargain.
Yeah, no, it is a bargain, but it also is like, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of guaranteed money.
By the end of year 3, Guy's going to be wanting to renegotiate.
Is it guaranteed against injury?
I mean, if you're
Like, what if he gets like like chronic acid reflux and he can't perform his duties
too
anymore?
much flavor? What if he gets his tongue burned?
Right.
God forbid he can't taste anymore.
Do you think he probably has an
He's got
insurance on his mouth?
Yeah, when you eat pussy like that guy.
If you're the Food Network, though, you gotta have your guy. You gotta have a star.
I
if you're
love
gonna
it.
compete, you need to have a guy.
It's good for the league. Everyone, a rising tide lifts all boats. Like
Right.
everyone else. Next thing you know, Giotto De Laurentiis is going to get a new contract.
Rachel Ray.
What's
Mario
that guy?
no, probably not him.
Adam, what's his name? The
Levine.
Man vs. Food.
Adam Richmond, different channel.
Richmond, but it's
Alton Brown.
That's okay.
Alton Brown, by the way, is controlling all this shit from behind the scenes. I have a feeling like Alton Brown just sits on a throne of money all day and decides. He's the capologist for the Food Network.
Chef Tom Colicchio.
Padma. Shout out Padma. Bonk, bonk.
Yes.
That's fine.
Well, I just shouted her out as a host.
Same.
You shouted her out as a
No, same.
Sex icon in your eyes.
As a host, as an elegant woman.
Yes.
Speaking of bonk, my other cool throw-in was crowd fights.
Oh, dude.
There was a huge girls' fight in the White Sox game last night.
And a guy's fight. After.
So it was a brawl. It was an all-out brawl.
Do they have bleachers in the South Side?
Yeah, there was a moment that the guys like ripped each other's shirts off, and you have to stop the fight then because no one's body was ready for summer. And it was like, I'd rather take a million punches to the face than have my bent over fat gut without a shirt on, like falling over seats in the outfield.
I always feel like if there's a fight and your shirt gets ripped off, it's okay if you're a little bit overweight, if you're pudgy, but you have to have a tattoo. Because if you got
a neck tat or a back tat.
Yeah, if you got like a shoulder tat, but you're that overweight, then it's like that guy's tough.
Rock and roll.
Exactly.
Right.
That guy lives a fast lifestyle.
Right, but he probably just does some crazy shit.
What I loved about that guy fight is what you usually see in a woman fight is somebody like, I don't know what it is. I guess just all your like sense of morality and all your sense of like modesty goes out the window if you're a woman in a fight, and there's shirts that get ripped off and they don't stop to like put them back on in the middle of the fight because you're swinging. These guys almost had their just dicks pop out in the middle of the fight, but they didn't even think about pulling up their pants.
No,
they're like, I got to take care of business first.
Yeah, just slow punches and just trying to. I don't know. I think you get to a level of like most guys get in those fights just hoping that someone will break it up as quickly as possible.
Yep.
Because you know in the back of your head, like, I shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to do it. But please, security, get here quickly so that I can then go home and be like, if security didn't show up, I would have fucked that guy up.
There was definitely one point in that fight where the guy who was doing the beatdown at the start of the video got pinned against a chair. Mm-hmm. And then you could see he started looking around. He was like, why isn't this fight broken
someone
up yet?
Save me.
This fight's over. I already won when I hit him twice.
Right.
And now this is not supposed to be happening to me. I almost wonder what would happen if security guards kind of made a pact. Like, we've got a tough job.
Just let them go.
If they're slovenly enough and they're drunk enough, just let them tire each other out. They'll probably become best friends after the fight.
Right. And the fights in stadiums, it's always just whoever's got the high ground. Every single time. If you can get the high ground, you will win all the time.
Do you remember that lady from Alabama?
Who just dove down like 10 flights of stairs?
The absolute best.
The best.
Great move.
All right. Those were great, Hank.
Yeah, good job, Hank.
Is
Hank back?
I think Hank is back.
Never left.
Yeah. No, a little bit.
No, yeah.
Jake,
I haven't taken a vacation. I think it's really just
I think
vacation.
that was a great job. He did a great job.
All right. Jake gives you a good
Now I can agree that you did a great job.
Very cool.
And a new Hank yawn just dropped earlier, too.
Oh, shit. A remix?
It was a new style, yeah.
You should, next time we get in studio with Sunny Digital, we should definitely get your yawn in the
Sample
feed. All right, PFD, we did your cool throw, but what's your hot seat?
My hot seat is Kony. Yeah, that's right.
Kony 2012?
I'm putting Kony on the hot seat this week. Jake and I just did a little hit in the Stool Stream Stadium booth, and I like a flash of light that hit me, like I was touched from the Lord above. I remembered Kony.
Yeah.
And we really dropped the ball on Kony.
Yeah.
In 2012, there was that video that went around. We were going to find his ass. He was putting child soldiers out there. He was basically kidnapping an entire country's worth of youth. And then a YouTube video went out, and we were all going to find him. It was the last time that the whole world was pulling together on the same side of the rope. And we took our eye off the ball, and we never found Kony. And I feel like I forgot about Kony too. But now that I've been reawoken to Kony, I'd like to encourage everybody out there, if you've seen Kony, please report him to the authorities.
Yeah.
And I think that we can find, with the reach that this podcast has, I think that we can find his ass.
Let's find his ass.
Find Kony 2021.
Kony was the original, I think, for me, thing that I was generally aware of, but not aware enough or cared enough to actually look into.
Oh, still same.
So I saw people talking about Kony, and I didn't know until PFT brought it up 20 minutes ago that he was a bad guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was like a good thing.
No.
Like a marketing thing.
Yeah, like Kony 2012, like, we're going to do this shit.
It's like avoid the noise.
He's a bad person.
But like, why were they being like, why was the date attached?
I don't remember.
Because we were going to get him in 2012. That was the whole point. It's like, before, this is the year of getting Kony.
But no, I've never seen anyone else ever have like a cancel date hashtag. Like,
sounds like you're a hater and that you are part of the reason why we never found Kony in 2012.
Yeah.
What about when Justine was on the flight? She had to cancel.
But it wasn't like Justine 7:06 p.m. when her flight lands.
No, but it was just when Justine landed. When she landed.
Right, but that was like informative.
Yeah.
It was like, why? What happened?
That was such
Kony
a
2012
fucked up
was like,
thing.
who is this guy?
Looking back on it.
Then the guy just went nuts, and I think he got like arrested for jacking off in the streets of Austin.
Yeah.
at one point.
Kony?
No, I wish, because then his ass would be gotten. But no, this
The
is
guy was looking for
the
Kony.
guy that was looking. Now I'm looking for Coney. Mm-hmm. Now Coney's in a world.
Now you're gonna have to
I might
jack
be
off
on
in the
Kony's
streets of
side.
Austin.
I think I'm on Kony's side.
I don't know. Let's.
No,
Jake.
probably.
I don't think so.
Don't think you want to be on Coney's side.
You never know.
That's okay. You know what? Jump into it, and then if you were wrong, just note zap it.
Yeah.
Just be like, you know what? I made some statements on the podcast, and now that I've learned
Innocent
more,
until proven guilty, all right?
that's actually really big right now with like world affairs. Everyone just hopping in and then immediately being like, "I've read more about it."
Somebody's got to have the other take.
Yeah.
We
Whoops.
should do. Yeah, what we just did right now was a true crime podcast on Coney.
Yeah.
And this is the second to last episode where Hank's like, maybe he's not all that bad.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I've fallen in love with him.
You know what? He's essentially just like a really good coach.
Yeah.
Kids have to have role models.
Jake, anything on Kony? Bad guy?
I would lean. I don't know all the facts, but I'm going to be an anti-Kony person.
Oh.
Okay, anti-Coney officially.
Okay.
Not very cool.
I heard Andrew Siciliano was a big Kony guy.
All right, he's allowed to have his opinions.
All right.
I mean, say what you want about. He gave out a lot of meals. He gives kids.
I don't know
gifts,
anything about
like
Kony. It's
bullets.
crazy.
I don't
like,
really
I know
either.
it, but I don't.
All I know is that we have to get him, Big Cat.
Yeah, we do.
We got to get him. That's real talk. My cool throne was going to just be like pictures of players at training camps, just training camp storylines or OTA storylines.
Yep.
Because the NFL has their rookies and they've got a lot of like new free agent additions that are making their debuts wearing the uniform. So basically, you get like the rookie take of this guy's already showing signs of leadership. Mm-hmm. You get the or no, that's usually like a free agent. Like a new free agent comes into town. Like this guy has already kind of taken control of his position group and is leading the guys through. Then you get like the rookie take. You get the Joe Burrow take. He's got new teeth and he's coming back from injury. He looks great.
Justin Fields had he was better than expected.
Yeah.
Which was really just a way of the Bears saying he threw it more than 20 yards.
And you also get the rookie take of like, for some reason, local beat reporters love to find like the thickest rookie that they have.
A.J. Dillon?
Yeah, A.J.
He's not
Dillon.
a rookie, but yeah.
But they love to find like one thick player.
Yeah.
Actually, Justin Fields was kind of like that for the Bears press too.
Look at his ass. Look at his legs.
Yeah, they're like, look at these thick calves.
Damn.
Yeah, they just all need a bonking.
All right, my hot seat is Aaron Rodgers. Well, actually, no, it's the Packers front office, which wasn't really a surprise, but he went on Kenny Mayne's last Sports Center, and he said, with my situation, it's never been about the draft pick picking Jordan. I love Jordan. He's a great kid. We've had a lot of fun to work together. Love the coaching staff. Love my teammates. Love the fan base in Green Bay. An incredible 16 years. It's just kind of about the philosophy and maybe forgetting that it's about the people that makes the things go. It's about character. It's about culture. It's about doing the things the right way. This statement makes no sense.
Does he know what the word love means?
Well, not only that, but if you love your teammates and you love your coaching staff, you're not really showing it by like hanging everything in the wind for your teammates and your coaching staff. And I would make the argument that the philosophy and the culture for the Packers, I'm going to say something nice about the Packers, so everyone be alert. That's why they have had success, is because they are an organization that is always looking forward instead of like, ooh, Band-Aid. Like the old saying, the best time to get a quarterback is when you don't need one. That's what they did. So Aaron Rodgers has benefited from the Packers' culture, organizational culture, but now he doesn't like it.
I also am getting a lot of like really, really desperate vibes from the Packers recently. Not a good look from Matt LaFleur and the Packers front. Just basically saying, Aaron, please come back. We miss you.
Right.
Like, you got to treat Aaron Rodgers a little bit like dirt, and he'll stick to you like mud. I think he's being pushed away from all the over-the-top love that they've been demonstrating to him recently.
It's funny, he's like, I love Jordan Love, and he's a great kid. I saw someone like threw out the idea, hey, trade Jordan Love to the Falcons for Julio Jones. You don't think Aaron Rodgers would be back wearing the uniform like 2 seconds later?
Yeah, probably would be.
Right.
Probably.
So,
I think I don't necessarily believe him when he says that he loves having Jordan Love on the team.
yeah, but that was a very particular line that he threw out there that was essentially listed. He listed everyone except the front office.
But what do you think would happen if the Packers were to be like, you know what, fuck Aaron, if he's not here, we're just going to proceed without him, and then they have Jordan Love taking like all the first team reps, and they're like, we're just going to proceed like Jordan's going to be our starter going into next season. I actually think that it would make it more likely for Aaron Rodgers to come back to the team.
Yeah, I'd agree because I mean I don't think he wants to retire, and that would basically be like, go ahead and retire. We're not trading you.
Yeah, like throw up some thirst trap pictures on the main account.
Yeah.
Have Aaron start looking at Jordan Love's quads and be like, damn, new girl's pretty good. I got to get back.
Yeah. Ooh, and Blake is there too.
Blake's there too.
Mm-hmm. All right, my other hot seat is this fucking fraud Philadelphia 600-foot sub cheesesteak. It drove me insane.
You say that like everyone knows what.
Okay, it was
a pretty big deal.
It was a pretty big. It shut down city blocks in Philadelphia. I don't know who created it, but they were
How long?
They were going to break a Guinness Book of World Records for longest cheesesteak, and they had 600 feet worth of cheesesteak literally shut down like 3 or 4 blocks. But then when you look at it and you zoom it in, it's just a bunch of regular cheesesteaks, foot-long cheesesteaks stacked up next to each other. It's ridiculous to say, but you know what? It's Mental Health Month, so it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to admit when things make you mad. This made me mad. The fact that they thought they could get away with this made me very mad.
As well it should.
If you make a 600-foot cheesesteak, it has to be connected.
I would also like to add in that 600 feet really isn't that long for a world record.
2 football fields?
I would assume that the city of Philadelphia at some point has put together a larger cheesesteak than that. That's honestly like 600 feet is beneath Philadelphia. They can do so much better.
I know. I hope
feet.
that we get a hero who's like, no pun intended, who's like, you know what? The city of Philadelphia deserves better. I'm making 1,000-foot cheesesteak and it's all one piece of bread.
Yes.
And it's just conveyor belt oven.
Yes.
And just slowly make it.
Like, what the hell is Jeff Bezos doing with all that money that he guaranteed the city of Philadelphia for his Amazon HQ too? That's what I would do if I was a billionaire. I would just travel to various towns and give them world records.
Yeah, just make the biggest thing. So
I would, yeah. And also, okay, 600 feet, it's a perfectly fine cheesesteak.
And they all have jalapenos.
And they all are like, there's
massive.
different bread.
Would there be, like, is somebody going to eat this?
Yes.
Well, the way
they at the guy's Twitter, and
one guy
he posted a video of the aftermath.
Everyone ate it because they made all they did was just make
600 subs.
That's just a Tuesday in Philadelphia.
It's
if you go to a pizza place in Philadelphia or a cheesesteak place, I guarantee you, Geno's and Pat's make 600 cheesesteaks in a day.
Mm-hmm. It's honestly, it wasn't even close to looking like a sandwich.
No, I'm very mad about it. It has bothered me all day. And I need justice. So Philadelphia, please step up.
Yeah, and we're not blaming Philadelphia.
No. Philadelphia is
they're probably angrier than we are.
They
right
disavowed.
Yeah,
they disavowed this guy. The only record he set was that it was basically the most blocks taken up by a cheesesteak related incident. That's the world record.
Also surprising.
Shut down.
I would have thought there would have been riots that had taken up further blocks.
Someone tweeted me. It was like, I live around the corner, and it was a pain in the ass that day.
Yeah.
So that's the only. Give them that record, nothing else. My cool throne is our good friend of the program, recurring guest, Spencer Hawes, because he's back. He's playing in the Big Three.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he announced it on his Instagram yesterday. Very exciting.
What team is he on?
I don't know if he's been assigned a team yet, but
I think it's Seattle something.
Supersonics?
Seattle. The Needles. Needle Exchange.
I'm very excited, though, because this actually is a reason for us to be rooting and watching the Big Three is to watch Spencer.
I like that,
So we will get a jersey of that team. We will be diehard that team and no other team.
I take that back. The first words of his Instagram post said Seattle, Washington, but that was just where he
was.
The Seattle, Washington.
Where he was posting from.
That would be very confusing.
The Ball Hogs.
He's on the Ball Hogs.
Brian Scalabrine, Leandro Barbosa. Also part of the team.
Okay.
So 2 out of 3 recurring guests?
Yeah.
Do they only have 3 players?
No, I think they're 4 or 5 on a team. So I'm excited.
Coach Rick Barry.
He's back.
Okay.
He's back. So this will be great. I want to see Spencer win the Big Three championship. If Spencer wins the Big Three championship, we will be celebrating like it was one of our teams winning the Big Three championship.
Oh, there will be a banner raised somewhere.
Yes.
It might be
in here, in this office,
and probably,
in this studio.
Probably one in Spencer's house.
We will give him a banner night. We will give him confetti. We'll make him a 600-foot sub. We'll do everything for Spencer Hawes. We're ride or die. They're not going to win with Brian Scalabrine and Leandro
come on the show
Barbosa,
one
right?
time.
No, he's been on the show many times.
Yeah.
In person, grit stream, other times.
Exit interview.
We went to his house.
I know. I was trying to think back.
He made us a great salmon dinner.
I'm
Hank.
saying I know we're very close with him. I love Spencer. We DM on Instagram. I was just thinking for the listeners that maybe they're like, wait.
I feel like we bring him up a fair amount though. Every time we talk about Seattle, it's basically like, oh yeah, we got that one friend in Seattle.
We keep him in the conversation.
Yeah,
sure.
we talked about him on Monday when we just said how miserable it is to be a Mariners fan. Which, shout out to people in Seattle. I heard
Twice
you.
in 2016, you guys had him on.
There we go. Twice in 2016.
That's what I'm saying. It's like 5
Grit
years.
Stream. Well, you know what? We'll have him on again because we got to figure out. Spencer. Oh wait, no, he already announced he's on the Ball Hogs, right?
Yep. I'm looking at the other teams right now. He's got a shot.
Maybe we call Spencer right before and we get him to say that he's sick of being on the Ball Hogs, and he's going to the Cowboys.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that. Jake, your hot seat, cool throne.
Hot seat is Georgetown. PFT tweeted this out earlier. Max Scherzer was just tossing in the outfield while Georgetown was having the graduation. So all their attention, they work hard for 4 years. Just Scherzer's taking it away from them.
So you're siding with the private school kids.
Interesting.
No.
And their $60,000 a year tuitions.
Wait, so
No.
you're saying that he was upstaging them? I think that's a cool thing. That
You're
he's
saying that they should be paying attention to the speakers at the graduation.
Yeah. And Scherzer stole their spotlight.
But I think it'd be cool to be like, oh yeah, when I graduated, Scherzer was throwing. He's going to be
That's
a
cool
Hall
too.
of Famer.
Yeah. That's cool for them, but
Sounds like you don't like it. Sounds like you want to respect higher education.
well, it's also Georgetown, big rival.
How important was your graduation day to you?
It was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was so hungover.
I did not want to be at mine.
miserable. At mine.
I wanted to get it over with.
I remember being some dude who no one had heard of did the commencement speech, and I was just like, this fucking sucks.
A
I'm
mathematician
so hungover.
gave mine.
Yeah.
A mathematician.
I think mine was like a Broadway guy. I don't know. I can't remember.
Mine's gonna be lit.
Yours is going to be lit, Hank. And then Scott Van
School
Pelt
Hard
did the Madison commencement the next semester. And I was like, what the fuck?
No, but I think it's cool. There are schools that should go out of their way to do this, to just have Max Scherzer throw bullpen sessions at their commencement ceremony.
Yeah. Yeah. What are you looking at?
I was looking who did our commencement. Jeff Glor from CBS Evening News. And
Oh, wow. Did you guys
Who could forget?
Cool Throne is as I rushed to look that up.
Yeah.
Whoops. Sorry.
It obviously meant a lot to you.
Yes, it did. It was nice having my family there. That's what I remember about
Yes,
that day.
that is.
Cool Throne.
Hank just rolled his eyes so hard. He rolled them out of the back of his head.
Cool Throne is Africa. The
Kony.
NBA.
Yeah, Kony. We found him already.
The NBA has formed a new entity, and some of their investors are some of your Bulls guys. Joakim Noah,
Oh,
the J.
nice.
Cole
Lil
League.
Dang,
Lil Dang, yeah.
Grant Hill, Dikembe Mutombo. So
They're doing
shout out
what?
to Africa.
NBA
Africa.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
grow the game.
That is awesome.
So they're going to have
Yeah.
different countries with different teams?
I'm not positive. Shams broke the news yesterday. So
Okay.
if I get more information, I'll be sure to report.
I love it.
I hope Akon's country gets a team.
Yep.
Akon probably is just spearheading this entire thing.
I hope Kevin Bacon is part of it. They are up there.
Yeah.
Great
Fact.
movie.
You think
which
that one,
I don't think was a
you think
great
that
movie.
one holds up?
No, I think that was a movie that when I was a kid, I was like, this is a great movie. And
Yeah.
then no, it's not.
Yeah, I don't think that one in today's day and age.
No, probably
That
not.
could be a
back
Mount
on it.
Rushmore
Yeah.
topic.
Movies
What?
that don't hold up.
Movies
Yeah,
that we-
movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
That we thought were awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, number one for me is The Net, Sandra Bullock.
Ooh.
Great movie, but now it's one of those that you look back on, and it's the first stages of the internet, and they get everything wrong.
Yeah.
About the internet.
It's actually very funny. I saw a clip the other day of Good Morning America from 1996, and Brian Gumbel and Katie Couric were like, "What's this at with a circle symbol?
Yeah.
like what do you do? You just talk to people online?
The email address.
Yeah, it was-
the opening scene in The Net was Sandra Bullock sitting in her house ordering pizza online, and then it shows up, and you're supposed to be like, what a loser she is that she doesn't even interact with anybody outside of her home.
Right.
It's like, wait,
No, that sounds awesome.
That's paradise.
That's Friday night.
That's exactly correct, actually, what the internet has done for me.
Yes. All right, let's get to our interview with Muggsy Bogues. Before we do that, PFT, you got a quick word?
Yeah, our boys at ZipRecruiter are doing big things. ZipRecruiter can be, or if you're looking for a job, it can be stressful, and ZipRecruiter helps you take care of that stress, helps you manage that stress. If you're looking to hire somebody, that can be very time-consuming at the office. You'd rather be doing anything else. ZipRecruiter will help you out as well on the employer side. But if you're looking for a job, sometimes it's frustrating. You're not hearing back from anybody. You don't know if they got your application. You can feel lost in the shuffle of applicants. So searching for a job can sometimes end up feeling like it's a full-time job. But with ZipRecruiter, they know that the general experience of looking for a job is pretty sucky, so they figured out a way to make it unsucky. When you sign up on ZipRecruiter.com, you create a free profile, then you get matched to great jobs, plus you get a lot more. ZipRecruiter is going to proactively pitch your profile to employers whose job match your experience. So unlike other job sites, if an actual person from the company really likes what they see, they can personally invite you to apply to their job. It helps you out. It makes things a lot easier. Plus, it gets your resume out there to as many people as possible, makes your experience looking for a job a lot easier. And ZipRecruiter is the #1 rated job site in the entire United States. If you like a job, you can then apply to it and many others with just one click. It's that easy. They streamline the entire process. So sign up for free on ZipRecruiter.com today. Experience the better way to find a job. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com right now to sign up absolutely free and let ZipRecruiter work for you. Here he is, Muggsy Bogues.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is former NBA player, probably one of the top fan favorites of all time. It is Muggsy Bogues. I actually want to start there. I don't know if you saw this, Muggsy, but yesterday you were trending on Twitter. Did you see that?
Oh, no, I did not. What was I trending about?
You were trending on Twitter because there's a prompt that some Twitter handles will do where they basically just tweet a logo and they say, first person you think of when you see this logo. And it was the Charlotte Hornets logo. and if you get mentioned enough, you start trending. And I actually agree with that when I see the Charlotte Hornets old logo, I think Muggsy Bogues. So credit to you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how I should look at that. It makes you feel older. Makes you feel old.
Well,
No, I think
you're still relevant.
it just means like when
Okay.
you see that logo, like you're so intertwined with that image that like when I see that, I'm just like, that's Muggsy's logo. You are the Hornet.
I appreciate that. I do feel like a little sting, a little bee.
Yes. yes.
I love it. So Muggsy, you were a personal hero of mine growing up. Just like a little backstory, when I was 12 and everybody else grew and I didn't, my dad went to Blockbuster and rented me a copy of Don't Tell Me No, the Muggsy Bogues story. Came back and my dad was like, see, you can still make it as a professional athlete. Can you give my dad a refund? Because that wasn't true at all.
Well, at the time, you know, he was giving you inspiration to believe that you can become whoever you want. And look at you. You know, it has all sorts of elements that comes with the game of basketball. And here it is, you get hosting your own show. So you gotta be credited. You gotta give credit to your dad.
Yeah. You never know. It's like that song, like God Bless the Broken Road. If I was 6 feet 2 inches tall, like I might not be here. I might be in the NBA wasting my life.
Hey, we all have a journey, and and we all have a path to follow, and we found our way, and we landed where we're supposed to, and this is where you're supposed to be.
Yeah. How do you think that your game would translate to today's NBA with the style change that's happened in the last, like 15, 20 years?
Well, I think any NBA player feel like they can play in any era, especially in this era where it's not as physical, but you got a lot of skill set has never been showcased before. You got 7-footers now bringing the basketball up the court and shooting the ball behind the three, where back in our day, it was, a 7-footer was playing with his back toward the basket. So the games has evolved in that regard, and the athletes has so as well. But again, skill set is skill set. People love the fast type of tempo game right now, and they love seeing a lot of scoring. And it kind of takes away a little bit from the defensive aspect of it to where it is not as physical as it once was.
Yeah. What I assume you're watching the NBA playoffs. Who's your favorite team to watch or your favorite player to watch?
Well, I love watching basketball. I love watching it all. Of course, I'm biased. the Steph Curry is no longer there, and of course Chris Paul is still there, in terms of my Wake Forest connection. But I just like the game. I love, of course, the LeBron James and the ADs and Westbrook and so forth. But I'm also liking what Milwaukee is doing. I like the addition of Drew Holiday and with PJ Tucker. And I think Miami will give them a big fight, a big challenge for them to get prepared for what they're going to have to be ready for, going forward with with the Brooklyn Nets. So I like what's happening in the East and in the West. I mean, it's wide open. The Lakers, unfortunately, is going through their struggles, but I think they'll bounce back tonight.
Yeah,
and I'm expecting them to come out the West.
So you mentioned Steph Curry. Obviously, you knew him as a little kid. Is it wild to see him like playing and dominating the NBA now?
It is crazy, but I've gotten used to it. But knowing him as a child, as a kid. And just knowing his passion for the game, you never even thought that he'd be at this level. But you got to credit to him, his parents. His dedication to it, and his resilience in terms of knowing what he was capable of doing on that basketball court, even though people was doubting him. And here it is, two-time, one unanimous MVP, two-time MVP, a three-time champion. I mean, that's within that breath, it's hard to say. But just to be here to witness this, I'm proud of him.
I actually saw a story that Steph Curry said you were his favorite player growing up, so you should take credit for his entire career.
Well, we've been around each other for so long. Me and Dell played 11 years together, and Steph and my kids grew up together, and we were really close friends. I mean, close-knit family. But just seeing him and he saw a small guy out there pursuing his dreams, and he was considered small stature-wise, by not being muscular in that sort of way, and just being so thin. So he was looked upon as a small guy. So he had some kind of similarities that he can relate to, and he took advantage of it.
So since you were his favorite player, did he ever want to play against you one-on-one? Did you ever show him a thing or two when he was a little kid?
Of course, we played against each other several times. I mean, the way he was a gym rat. He just loved being in the gym. I mean, we was 9 years with Charlotte, and 2 years with Toronto. So of course, Steph and I had many chances or many times of playing one-on-one or two-on-two with Steph and Seth and my son. And we had a lot playing on the little Nerf ball, the little Nerf hoops. We had a lot of good hooping times on those on that time. So, I'm just happy to see the young fella doing what he's doing.
Do you think there'll ever be an NBA player that is your height, 5'3"? I mean, it's kind of crazy. I think, people who are maybe younger who don't remember when you were playing, just how remarkable it was, how skilled you were to make the NBA in a league where now it feels like every guy's 6'3" or above. Do you think we'll ever see that again? Or are you truly one of a kind?
Well, I hope not. I hope we, in my day's time, I'm able to witness it. And that let me know that a kid that has that same dream as I did as a kid, believing, regardless of what anyone was saying, that he can take his skills to the highest level, which is the NBA. And so I'm waiting for that 5'3" or 5'2" guy to come along. The game has been spread around the world now. It's over in India, it's in China. So it's in countries that where, diminutive players has been introduced to the game. So hopefully, even see in the States that somebody could, take on that challenge and believe that they can. And because it's all comes down to your skill set.
Yeah.
I think there was a player, was it Arkansas State this year that was 5'4", 5'3", 5'4"? He was pretty good.
You got Darnell Rodgers.
Yeah.
Okay.
UMBC.
UMBC, yeah.
Yeah.
So was there ever any small advantage that you might have? Maybe it was somebody that was overlooking you because of your stature, or was there anything about your game that at a certain point it's not traditional, it's not how everybody else looks, but you were able to find an advantage out of being closer to the ground?
Well, the game is the game. How you impact the game is always going to be at the forefront, and regardless of your position, you got to have that skill set. And fortunate for me, I was a point guard. I was small in stature, but I understood all the nuances that came with that leadership and with that responsibility of being a point guard. You know, how to run your team, how to make your teammates better. At the same time, how to get your shot off, and having that understanding and being able to not be taken advantage of what people looked at you as a disadvantage in terms of your height, try to post you up and all that. You know, you're able to withstand that by your defensive presence, your knowledge of the game, being able to stay on the floor and being able to stay on the floor and have success against the ones that call the best. And for me, if you're the best and you have success against the best, you need to be included with the best. And that was a mindset that I always took on the court. So having that understanding, I was able to, you know, allow myself to be recognized as a point guard and being able to climb the ladders in each levels. And I think a lot of small guards, you know, they try to play the game differently. And trying to play the game as a big guard, you know, sometimes you can get overlooked because they feel like a guard is a dime a dozen. They can find somebody else who can do that same thing that you're trying to do. And for me, I wanted to change the game. And the only way I can do that is defensively, making your opponent think, make your opponent have a difficult times getting to the offense and understanding that's how it all starts. So having that understanding of it really allowed me to climb the ladder as far as I did.
It must have also been a benefit in like the public sphere where if you have a guy who's 6'6" or 7 feet tall, everyone can, you know, you're not anonymous. Everyone knows that, you know, when you walk in a room, and everyone expects you to be a basketball player, where you have the reverse. No one expects you to be a basketball player. You can kind of blend in, and then you're like, oh yeah, I'm a 14-year NBA vet. No big deal.
You know, by that time, your face stands out.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, that's easy. You know, you kind of just blends in because no one recognized or looked at you as a basketball player, you know, because of your stature. You know, that's just not the case. You know, the game is supposed to be meant for a taller player. So, you know, you can get away with a lot of things in that regards. But, you know, once you're on that court, you know, for me, that's where it all came down to gaining respect. Wanting to play the game like and be respected as anyone else who played the game as a point guard at that position. And I think that's what allowed me to be the guy that I was able to. You know, we all impacted differently. Spud Webb impacted the game differently. Michael Adams, the little Nate Robinson as well. So we had some guys that's out there, but we just have a different way of impacting it.
I think you also had like the perfect confluence of events where your name, which obviously it's not Muggsy, you know, your God-given name is Tyrone, but your name, Muggsy Bogues, is probably the coolest name out there. The Hornets were a newer franchise. The starter jacket was the coolest starter jacket, without a doubt. And so that coolness fact, and then you had Grandmama, Larry Johnson, who was the coolest player, all like together, which kind of took it to another level. Did you have teammates that didn't know your real name? Did they think your name was Muggsy?
Well, a couple of them didn't know my real name. Yeah, a couple of them, especially the new guys, you know, they just know your name is Muggsy Bogues and throughout the entire time. So no one really knew my name, especially my middle name as well. But, you know, the true ones knew my name was Tyrone. You know, my really true close friends, they knew my name was Tyrone. But, you know, Muggsy has been, you know, resonated for so long. Many people, a lot of folks don't even know my name is Tyrone. So that's something that, you know, become, you know, a big question for people when they realize my name is Tyrone as opposed to not Muggsy.
Yeah, Muggsy's such a great name.
It's a perfect name.
It's like it's either you as a basketball player or you basically could just be transported into like 1920 with a Tommy gun in a pinstripe suit. Like you're a Dick Tracy villain, Muggsy Bogues.
Well, you know, I took a picture with a pinstripe suit on, and my that was the ACC. They took a photograph of me with my hat on, my pinstripe suit, with my gun, with the pimp car behind. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was one of my highlights of my college career.
I was wondering if you know what your stat line was in Space Jam against the Monstars.
No, what was it?
I don't know either. I was hoping that you would keep track of that. I feel like that's something that should be available, but I couldn't find it anywhere online.
No, I know we were smashing them quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know until we lost our powers. So, you know, once when we had that power, boy, I tell you, that Monster, he was amazing. He was like a vice grip. On steroids.
What was that like when you were playing against the Monstars, when you were filming it? Because that was like, I think that's the first movie to ever combine like animation and basketball in the same thing. They probably were figuring a little bit of it out as they went along. How did they like tell you how to attack a defense of Monstars that weren't necessarily right in front of you? Or maybe they were there. I don't know. Maybe it was a real thing.
That's too many tricks. I can't give those secrets out like that. I mean, that's the behind the scene type of thing that goes on. And, Warner Brother, they do an amazing job of having that type of competition and how they're able to go against one another without even getting hurt. So, I mean, that was amazing. But no, I mean, it's all computer. It's all computerized. So, they know how to that animation with the computer. So they put it all together. So it wasn't nothing difficult. We ain't had to go against the Looney Tunes per se.
Mm-hmm. So I have to ask this question. I know it's a terrible question to ask, but is the story about Michael Jordan, is that real? Him trash talking you to the point where like it got in your head? And that one is like, let's set it straight right now.
Oh, I mean, it's been set straight. I mean, nothing to set straight. I mean, you just think about what you just said. I mean, I played 7 more years after that series.
That's true. That's true. Was he the meanest trash talker though that you played against?
No, I mean, for me, my position was point guard, so we didn't play against. Michael was a 2 guard,
right?
So Gary Payton was my position,
right.
So he was more or less the trash talking and love to get it going in that regard. But yeah, Michael talked a lot, but it was more or less against the guys he was playing against a lot.
Yeah,
the 2 guards.
Yeah.
I mean, for him, somebody said he was supposed to call me a midget and I missed a shot or whatever, and it ruined my career. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, after that series, I happened to have surgery because I was hurting on that series, and I had knee surgery. And then after my knee surgery, I kind of missed the entire year afterwards, and then came back the following year, and so my numbers had went down, and I guess they kind of try to combine what happened in the series and me just coming back into the lead, and I was probably 10 years already in my career about it.
So Michael Jordan made you get surgery. That's the story.
No. I was hurt. I wasn't even supposed to play in the series.
There we go.
But the toughness that because I got hurt just before the season ended. I got hurt against Atlanta, and we had another 2 weeks before the playoffs started, and I was projected really not to play, but me, I had to play. I had bone on bone, didn't have any cartilage in my knees, but I found a way to make it work to get through it. And but after it was all said and done, I had to have surgery.
Mm-hmm. You were one of the quickest players that I've ever seen play, and your crossover was insane. Go look up some Muggsy Bogues highlights of how fast he was laterally. Did you ever actually injure anybody by crossing them up?
Well, you made quite a few people fall, but I don't know if they just actually didn't get back up. They fell, and it was a little embarrassing moment. But no, I don't think I hurt anybody to the regards of where they, their career was over.
Also, we're big fans of the picture of Aaron Judge and Jose Altuve that they always show on TV whenever those two play against each other. I think people forget about the picture of you and Manute Bol next to each other. That poster was everywhere in my high school. It was like that Altuve picture on steroids. Did you know how iconic that image was going to be when you were getting your picture taken?
Absolutely not. Nudie and Manute, that was may he rest in power. He was a hilarious individual. Loved to laugh, loved to joke, tell about how he killed lions with a spear and so forth. But, my first year we was together at Washington Bullets. And this was before, teams started flying private. We had to fly commercial and go through the airport because you imagine Moses Malone on one side, Manute on the other side, and me in the middle walking through the airport. Cameras was out. Manute was one of the famous that always said, no shoot, telling the people don't shoot. Then after they feel like they was threatened, like what? Then he said, no, you can shoot. Yeah. He was funny.
Yeah, so speaking of teammates, like who was your favorite teammate? We obviously talked about Del Curry and Manute Bol, but who was your favorite teammate both on and off the court to play with?
I have too many of them. You mentioned two, Del and Manute, and, Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning, Moses Malone, may he rest in peace. You had, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady, Charles Oakley, I mean, Johnny Newman, Rex Chapman. I mean, how long? I could just keep on going down the line. There's too many guys that we still got great bonds, and we still keep in contact with each other. Of course, the David Wingate, he and I played high school always, as well as the NBA. I mean, Reggie Williams. I mean, you got so many guys. So it's not just one. And I'm grateful and thankful for that.
How intimidating? All right, so you listed a bunch of guys. How intimidating was Charles Oakley until like maybe he loosened up and you guys became friends?
Well, and he was never intimidated, in terms of me. I mean, we don't never become that way, especially where we come from. Oak and I mean, he just understands people. And you knew Oak was an enforcer. He was the type of guy that he just didn't, back down from anything. And when you playing against him, you knew that. I mean, you knew he had his teammates back, regardless of any situation. I don't care if you're friends with him or not. He got his teammates back. And until you become his teammates, and then it vice versa. So that's a guy that you love and you love going to war with, because he's going to keep it 100. And no matter what the situation is, if it's wrong, indifference, or whatever, he's on your side, because that's just the loyalty he has with you when you're part of him. And I love that.
I like that. Did you ever play as Muggsy Bogues in NBA Jam?
An NBA Jam?
Yeah, I think you were like, if I remember, the team was Larry Johnson, Alonzo Mourning were the two guys that they gave you to start. But you could start, and that was the best team that they had. Like, by far, the Hornets were the best team in NBA Jam. But then I think you were the first substitute that you could make, put Muggsy in, and you were actually electric to play with because you were so fast.
Oh, that's the first time I ever heard of that. I never knew anything about that.
We got to get you an NBA Jam game.
Yes.
It was
NBA Jam. I thought I was already in the NBA Jam.
Let's see, which one? I'm going to look up the Charlotte Hornets team.
I was always in the NBA Jam.
I want to say it was... Wasn't it Larry Johnson
and Zoe?
And Zoe. And I want to say Glenn Rice might have been in the tournament edition.
Yeah, you were in the TE. You were in the tournament.
Which actually was the better version.
It was better because you could get on fire and you could do better dunks.
Way better version. So, yeah, we gotta make sure that's...
Yeah, because, I mean, you guys educate me now on about, the games about this NBA Jam and the team and, different versions of it.
All right, so I had one last question. We have to ask this because we're talking basketball. MJ or LeBron?
MJ or LeBron? Oh, I guess this is a GOAT question?
Yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be doing our job as journalists if we didn't ask you that.
Yeah, I mean, that's easy. I mean, MJ always going to be at the forefront. LeBron is doing amazing things, and LeBron has, will continue to do amazing things. But as a basketball, eyes, analysts, all that, MJ is my guy.
That's smart.
Good answer.
You're never going to go wrong saying that, because like LeBron could always, like, his story's not done yet. So you can always say he can get there, but he's not there yet.
Well, it's not, for me, he can, it's the skill set. And it's the skill set that separates them from me. And MJ has no deficiencies. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the game of basketball on both ends of the floor.
What about you versus LeBron one-on-one? Full-size court, who wins?
It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle. Yeah, it ain't going to be that easy for LeBron.
I think you can take him.
It's going to be, I know I can. It's going to be bad.
How often do you still play?
Not much. A little shooting around here and there in the backyard. That's basically it. No running up and down.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Could you dunk?
Once upon a time.
Ooh.
What was your vertical leap?
44.
Damn.
Whew. That's crazy.
Yeah.
A hell of an athlete.
Yeah. Ping pong player, wrestler.
Ooh, ping pong player. We got to get you up to New York and play a little ping pong up here.
We got a pretty good ping pong player, too.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
His name's Jake.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much undefeated. Mm-hmm. He's the best in the office, yeah.
Same as I.
Oh, okay.
Little
Maybe
rivalry.
get that game going. That would be on the Play Barstool app. That would be fun.
Absolutely. Got a nice little championship trophy when I was playing. City champ.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's sick.
Hell yeah.
All right, so wait, give me last question for me. Give me your NBA Finals in the winner.
I'm gonna go with. I know this is gonna be crazy. People got Brooklyn gonna be in the finals, but I got Milwaukee in the finals from the East. And believe it or not, some kind of way, I think the Clippers gonna wind up in the East. I mean, the West.
Whoa,
Wow. That's spicy.
Let's hope they don't go down 2-0 tonight, because that would be tough.
That will be tough.
Yes.
That will be tough. That will be tough. I mean, Dallas, considering what happened to them last year, I know they kind of remember that, and I'm quite sure they got a little edge. But they stole home court advantage right now. But I still believe, the Clippers can, overcome. And then at the end of said and done, Milwaukee's walking away with it.
So you believe in playoff P?
Well, it ain't about playoff P. I believe in I believe in Paul George. I believe in Paul George. I believe in Kawhi Leonard, as well as the addition of Rondo and Serge Ibaka. So, and with Ty Lue at the helms, I think he can get those guys to that point where they can start playing consistent basketball. But so I'm gonna hold on to that and believe that they can still get the job done.
By the way, I got to correct myself. Glenn Rice was on the Heat in the NBA Jam, so that was wrong.
Yeah,
but I remember playing with him because I'd go in the corner and shoot threes.
Muggsy was the third guy, and then Kendall Gill was also in an alternate version of the game. But so it was you, Grandmama, and Zoe. Those were the big three on the Hornets. And as a fellow short person myself,
that's what I thought, because I know I was on the mural.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're definitely in the game for sure. I just want to say thank you as a short king. Like you are actually the short king, I would say. And so you're an inspiration to those of us.
I think I do have that. Okay, I can accept that title.
Yeah. Where do you draw the line? What do you consider to be a short human being?
I don't draw a line. Your
Right
height is what it is. I mean, I don't care how tall you could be. 3 feet tall, you're still short, and you just your height. You just shorter than me. That's it. Or you're 5'4", you just a little 1 inch taller than me. You're still short.
That's the correct answer.
Yes,
I like it.
Yes, I love it. Well, Muggsy, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And anytime you're in New York City, we want you to play some ping pong. That would be awesome.
It's on. I got you guys. Appreciate you having me on too.
All right, love it. Thank you, Muggsy.
Thanks, guys.
All right,
take care. Muggsy was brought to you by our great friends over at Mack Weldon. This year's spring is going to hit a little bit different because we're all finally starting to get back outside and see friends again. No matter where your adventures take you, bring the comfort and style of Mack Weldon along for the ride. Trust me, your closet is going to thank you, whether it's their hoodies, their polos, their tees, their active shorts. Everything in the Mack Weldon collection mixes and matches seamlessly to fit in with any other trendy products that you have. They got socks, shirts, hoodies, underwear, polos, active shorts. Mack Weldon promises comfort and a consistent fit. They're versatile. You can look good. You can feel great. You can use them for working out, for going to work, going on a date. Mack Weldon is for everyday life. They've got a wide range of customized fabrics that can keep up with you no matter what your day looks like. They also have a totally free loyalty program. It's called Weldon Blue. Level 1 gets you free shipping for life. Once you reach level 2, by spending $200, you get 20% off every single order for the next year. Mack Weldon has a guarantee for you as well. They want you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair of underwear, you can keep them. They're still going to refund you, no questions asked. And best of all, you're going to get 20% off your first order when you go to MackWeldon.com/take and enter promo code TAKE. That's MackWeldon.com/take, promo code TAKE. Get 20% off. That's a huge discount right now. Mack Weldon is reinventing men's basics. Go check them out. MackWeldon.com/take, promo code TAKE. Now here he is, Mankind.
Okay, we now welcome on a very special guest. It is Mick Foley. He is a wrestling Hall of Famer, hardcore legend. He has a documentary out on Sunday night. Get excited for it. It will be the entire career of Mick Foley, the illustrious career of Mick Foley. Thank you for joining us. We're excited to have you on. I want to start with an easy question. How are you feeling physically right now? Because I saw a story that you did 10 push-ups the other day, and you felt like you got hit by a truck.
Yeah, that was, I guess you call me a COVID long hauler. Even though I was putting on quite a bit of weight I was keeping up to, I could do 40, 44, I was trying to hone in on 50. COVID hit, and then I thought, okay, try a couple weeks after I got over COVID. And I was like, six push-ups where every one of them hurt. Like, it wasn't even a matter of getting fatigued like you usually do as you continue getting more and more fatigued. Everything just hurt. My joints hurt. So that's going to be a continued struggle for me to try to get back to where I was before I got COVID.
Yeah. So what were you doing before you got COVID? Like, did you feel like you were in good health, or did you feel, the effects of having a decades-long wrestling career?
Well, I always feel those effects. I'm always a little worse for the wear. But I had my hip replaced, and my right hip and my right knee, and wow, that made a world of difference in 2017. So even with everything else happening, I still feel better than I did 10 years ago or even 15, 20 years ago.
Oh, that's great. So the documentary on Sunday night, I'm sure you will get into this, but your career and the way you wrestled, were there times when you would sit down and it's like, all right, here's what we're going to do this match, and you're like, hey, you know what? I don't feel like getting my ass kicked for like an hour tonight and like going through maximum pain, because all your best matches, which that you might have the most legendary match of all time with Undertaker, are essentially how much pain can Mick Foley go through for the fans' amusement.
Yeah, some of them were that way, but we found that there were other ways to get great reactions. There are some moves that simply cannot be feigned, that what you see is what you get, and they were taking their toll. Whereas like the salad tongs applied to the genitalia, they get a lot of bang for that buck, In one case, it was a nation of domination, and none of the guys wanted to take the salad tongs because they were going out to a place called the Stay Out. I was like, guys, it's the easiest reaction in the world, and I think I talked D'Lo Brown into doing it. All you have to do is run in place, and the crowd came unglued, and the next night they all wanted to take it. So there's ways. We're lucky that we have different ways of reaching the finish line. So as much as I took pride in those, all-out wild brawls, there were ways of getting great reactions that didn't, have as much physical fallout. So I remember, for example, Triple H has it's a fairly well known, a large nose, right? The nose. And one night at what we call the Tent Town, these are small venues along the East Coast in Massachusetts and Connecticut. I threw Triple H with a pair of salad tongs off the top rope by his nose. So, so clearly, you're begging credulity, if that's the right way to say it. Like that's not something that you're going to see in a UFC contest, for example. But in our world, it made perfect sense, and it got a great reaction.
Yeah.
And so Jim Ross came up to me, I think that was 97, and he's, I don't do a great Jim Ross. He's like, Mick, I'm sorry we're putting you through all these anything goes matches. We're going to make sure that we stop doing that so your body can recuperate a little bit. I said, do you want me to recuperate? He said, well, of course we do. I said, book me in as many of these matches with Triple H as you possibly can, because we were getting incredible reactions while not putting ourselves on the line. And of course, later we would. I had a couple legendary matches with Triple H where there were no salad tongs, like there were no throws off the top rope by the nose or anything of that nature. But yeah, you could get great reactions without doing those things to yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I always loved about you, is like there was always a mix occasionally of like lightheartedness in it, almost like a slapstick element to it. But then on the other hand, you could go out there and you could take the best bumps of anybody in the WWE, perhaps ever, like probably a top 3 guy when it comes to that at least. Was there a point, because you are kind of like an unconventional wrestler, was there a point that you realized that Vince saw something in you and that he respected you enough where you might be able to get that, to that point in your career where you could hold the crown?
Yeah, well, there was one very fortuitous statement made to me by Gerald Briscoe when he came in on my first day. I'd had what was known as a dark match, non-televised match against Aldo Montoya a couple weeks earlier, but I was getting ready to do my first Raw match, followed by a run-in where I was going to attack The Undertaker. So this is kind of a make or break moment. And Gerald asked me if there was something I could do to The Undertaker. And I said I could drop an elbow off the TV truck. And he said, we know you do a lot of these things. You know, there may come a time when we ask you to do one of those things, but until that time, please don't do those things. And that saved me. You know, I mean, I was able to use the big moves, you know, in moderation, and that helped me a lot over the years that I was with WWE.
So you bring up Undertaker, obviously one of the most legendary matches of all time, the King of the Ring, 1998, one of the first Hell in the Cells. What's your biggest memory from that? I know that you went through a ton of different injuries, but was there a moment after where you're like, holy shit, did we nail that? Did you know in the moment that this is going to be a match that people truly do talk about to this day?
It wasn't until the next day. Undertaker really made it a point to take care of me that next day. And we watched our match. I don't know if it was in catering at that time. It probably was in catering even back then. And when the match was over, the entire room stood up and gave us a standing ovation. And I've seen standing ovations when people come back through the curtain. I've never seen a standing ovation in catering. So that was when it dawned on me that we had done something special.
So afterwards, they all are just standing up, and this is the next day, and they're like, holy shit, that was like at the end of a movie when people clap and everyone's moved. Wow.
Or maybe it was when a plane lands and everyone's glad they're alive.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes. I mean, you probably had that feeling of I'm glad I'm alive after going, through the, cell, thumbtacks, everything.
Yeah, that was rough, but I guess it says something. I was at the show the next day and even had a short match. And then Mr. McMahon sent me home for 4 days to recuperate.
Oh, 4 days. Wow. That's beautiful. That's unbelievable.
I can't. Good as new. Good as new.
Did you get a standing ovation when you saved WWE, when you took the title from The Rock? And, maybe you can tell the story a little bit better than I can, but what essentially happened was there was, I think it was Nitro, right? WCW had Nitro on at the same time as Monday Night Raw, and the announcer would try to dick over WWE by spoiling the result. He announced that you were going to take the crown from The Rock, and then everybody, I think 600,000 people switched over to watch you, so it totally screwed them over, and they never recovered from that, and then WWE was king from that point on. Did you at least get like a thank you note from Vince?
I don't know. He clearly was appreciative of what I did. I don't remember there being a thank you note. The best way to thank somebody is in their check, So I think he took pretty good care of me, and that was a big night. WCW was live in front of 48,000 people at the Georgia Dome. We had a taped show at the Worcester Center, which is about 8,000 seat arena. So they should have had a huge victory. And instead, it turned out to be a huge victory for us, not just that night, but it was considered to be one of the biggest nights in the history of the Monday Night Wars.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever sneezed around Vince McMahon? We always ask any of our wrestling guests that question.
No, but I know that I went into his food tray. And I used to have the pull where Vince orders the best of everything, And so when he would go out, leave his office to go to the curtain, behind the curtain to produce the shows, it was a given that I could go in there and just forage for whatever I wanted, the finest cut of beef, the finest chicken fillet. And so I thought I still had that pull when I was rummaging through his food tray, and the look on his face, he accused me of finger effing his food.
I was going to say, he's a all-time germaphobe. He could not have been happy to watch you finger fucking his food.
No, thanks for filling in the blank there. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Yeah, but he's a hugger, good hugger. Yeah, firm hugger.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's nice.
Firm hugger, like trying to suck the life out of you, hugger, like.
No, just enough. Just enough.
I feel
Just enough to let you know if he wanted to kill you with his bare hands, he could.
Yeah. Firmest hug I've ever had was from adult film legend Christy Canyon.
Ooh. Was that?
Just wouldn't let me go. Yeah.
Wow.
Was she trying to wrestle you?
No, it's just her way of displaying affection, I believe.
Okay, I'll have to put that on my bucket list for hugs.
Punk.
This might be a dumb question, but do you consider yourself to be the greatest wrestler of all time who ever wore a shirt?
To ever wear a shirt, to ever use the cover up? Wow, I had never been asked that. I would have to think, you'd have to compile a list of wrestlers who wore shirts and see where I am on that list. I believe, I thought you were going to say the greatest wrestler ever. I was like, brother, I'm not even in the top 50, but don't let that stop you from watching the biography, though. But I'd have to say I'd be high on that list of shirted wrestlers.
I
agree.
I think you definitely are. And can you walk us through the process of how you decided to be a shirt guy?
Sure, yeah. I just reached a certain body weight where I thought I would be better served by showing less skin. My wife made something for me, put a couple of accompaniments on it, and I found that when I covered up, I was no longer as self-aware, and I could pour myself more into the matches. So a definite turnaround. You know, I was about 220 when I broke in, sleeping in my car. 235, I landed my first job, and I saw a direct correlation between the escalation of the weight and the escalation of my standard of living. And I may have taken it too far, at a certain point, but I certainly did better at 270 and even 280 than I could have if I had been lighter. But I probably should have dropped some weight as I got older.
Yeah, I mean, you were a hero to every kid who, wore a shirt at the pool and all that stuff and in the summertime. So I appreciate that because it is true. Like every wrestler you see is basically built the same, and you're there's a small list of guys who are a little like off, Daniel Bryan, I think that's why everyone loved his storyline, and you're in that camp of not the average wrestler, but an incredible talent.
Thanks. Yeah. I think I opened the door for unlikely builds to get a better look at WWE. A guy like Kevin Owens may not have gotten that look had it not been for the success that I had. Another great shirted wrestler. He's up there in the conversation. I think I need to come back, and we'll just have to go through the list of shirted wrestlers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We should do a Mount Rushmore.
Yes, we absolutely should. How many Mr. Sockos did you go through in your entire career?
A Mount Rushmore of shirted wrestlers.
Yes, it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna ask that. When does this air?
This is gonna air probably tomorrow.
Okay, so maybe I'll make that a lead in my in my social media.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, you'll come back because we do Mount Rushmores in July and August, so you'll come back on in July or August, and we will do an official Mount Rushmore of shirted wrestlers.
Sounds good. What was that last question?
Oh, I was gonna say, how many Mr. Sockos did you go through? I want the answer to be like only one, and that you still have it, and you take it out every now and then, you put it on your hand, and like even in the comfort of your own home, you become mankind. But I know that's probably not the answer.
Unfortunately, not. We sold the original one for charity. We sold the one I was wearing when I defeated The Rock for charity. And they brought in like $2,000 each. Isn't that crazy? But I threw at most of the house shows, I would throw the sock to the crowd. So there have been hundreds of Mr. Sockos over the years.
Still, I mean, there's something about the pop, I'm sure you can speak to it, of when you would, bring out Mr. Socko, and it's such an organic, hilarious moment and awesome. Going
back to the salad tongs, getting the great reaction. Here I was, a guy known for doing all this highly impactful stuff out on the concrete. And all of a sudden, I'm like pointing to my waistband. Yes. It was you would get the reactions in stages. It was the point, the reveal, the pull, the application, and then finally the move itself. By the way, now it seems like it's good a time to mention that we do have our annual worldwide Super Sacco sale through Pro Wrestling Tees running June 1st through 7th. And people can find out more about that at my website, realmickfoley.com.
I love it. And you didn't come up with Mr. Sacco, right? Wasn't it Al Snow?
Yeah, I was headed out the door. My goal that day was to infuriate Mr. McMahon and get thrown out of his his hospital room, paving the way for Stone Cold Steve Austin to come in. And I knew that I had a birthday party clown named Yerpel who'd be meeting me there. And I had like a box of chocolates that was going to be largely eaten by the time I gave them Mr. McMahon. I had like a surgical glove that was blown up to look like a turkey. And I just felt like I needed one more annoying gift. And it was Al Snow who said, how about a sock puppet? And I looked at him, I said, a sock puppet? He said, yeah, everybody hates a sock puppet. So the last thing I did before I left for the hospital in Lansing, Michigan, was I drew a face on a sock and ended up using it in a spur of the moment. This is where if it was scripted at the time, they probably would have shot down the idea of a sock puppet. Mm-hmm. But because no one even knew I had it, I brought it out. Vince reacted to it so well. He gave the glance, the camera zoomed in after he threw me out. And he said, Mr. Sacco. And to me, that sealed the deal.
So whose idea was it to turn Mr. Sacco into a weapon?
Oh, that was my idea. I thought, hey, as long as I have this mandible claw that I had been effectively used and put down some of the biggest names in the business for a couple of years, why not apply it to the hand and use that as that becomes the new mandible claw?
Mm-hmm. Can you walk us through what was happening like inside the sock? Was it the same grip that you would use as a mandible claw, or when you put it in somebody's mouth? Because we don't get to see that. The camera doesn't show what happens under the sock. What are your hands doing?
The mandible claw was a nerve hold developed by Dr. Sam Shepard, who was the man the TV show and later the movie The Fugitive was based on. A physician who was thought to have killed his wife, was later judged not guilty, but not completely exonerated. He became a wrestler, and he was slight of build, so he had to use his knowledge of the human anatomy. So the mandible claw is a nerve hold where these two fingers go underneath the tongue, press down on the nerves under the tongue, while the thumb presses up on the nerve right underneath the point of the chin. So I'm not advising people to apply the hold to themselves, but if they want to just test it out, you will see that it is an effective hold.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that does hurt.
PFT's mandible clawing
I just
himself.
mandible clawed myself. But would you always do that? Would you apply pressure every time?
That's better left up to the imagination.
Oh, I like that. All right, so I have one last question. Everyone check out the documentary on Sunday night for Mick Foley. It is the Roback question. Use code PFT on roback.com for 20% off your first purchase. RHOBACK.com, code PFT. They make the best performance polos, the only performance polos we wear. And for you, Mick, when you come back on, I'm going to get you your Q-Zip. Got a Q-Zip for you. Come to New York. We'll do the Mount Rushmore of shirted wrestlers, and we got a Q-Zip for you. My last question was, I've been watching the Dark Side of the Ring series, which has been fantastic. You narrated the Bruiser Brody episode. If there were to be a Dark Side of the Ring on your career, now you don't have, some of these stories are tragic, but what would be the focus of your career if they had a Dark Side of the Ring, something behind the scenes that maybe casual fans don't know?
Well, they did approach me about doing an idea, doing a show, and I was thinking about it. It wasn't going to be particularly dark, but it was going to be about the decision, to wrestle the way I did, knowing there would be repercussions, especially as time went on, and the whole thought process that went into making those wild matches as good as they could be. So not every show is dark. Some of them, like this past one they had about the show in North Korea. I haven't seen it yet. I do try to catch most of them, but that one wasn't particularly dark. You could say the wild side, the surreal side of the ring, but that would have been it. So it would not have been dark, but it would have been pretty fascinating. And then A&E Biography approached me about the same time. And, that they convinced me that they had a way of telling the story that hadn't been told before, and so I jumped at that opportunity.
I love it. I love it. I'm very excited to watch it.
I've got one last question. It's a very easy one. I was told by a little birdie that you own a lot of Christmas stuff. You're a big Christmas guy. You celebrate it year round.
Santa Claus truther.
Yeah. How many Santa Claus figurines do you own currently?
Ooh. I don't think I overdo it. Probably 8 to 10. So I have a guy in Germany who wanted to do a custom-made Mick Foley action figure, and I was like, I've got a lot of action figures. What if you made it Mick Foley as Santa? He's molding it from a Kamala figure. It's incredible to see this transition. I'll probably put it out there on social media when I get the finished product, but he's showing it to me in stages, and this guy is like the Michelangelo of custom wrestling figures. So he's got everything of me. You know, as some people know, I portray the man in red every December. So he's got everything down from the authenticity of the boots to the coat I wear, the hat. It's going to look like, it's going to be incredible. So that'll be the only action figure I've got on display in my house, but I will display that one proudly, bringing the number up to 9 to 11 Santa figurines in the house.
I love it. Christmas isn't just a time of year. Christmas it's a spirit.
Yes.
It's a mentality.
Yes.
Right.
Well, thank you so much. We appreciate it, Mick. Also, just one last thing. You went to high school with Kevin James, so when you come back on for Mount Rushmore, we're going to have to pitch you a movie idea, but we'll save that for when you come back on for Mount Rushmore.
Got it. And Kevin does make an appearance in my biography. So
great.
Cool.
Great. And we have a movie idea that you can be part of. So we'll just think about that. Think about like, hey, those weird guys that talked to me for 25 minutes, I don't know their names or anything about them, but they did have a movie idea, and just keep that in your brain.
I will. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right.
See you,
Thank
man.
you. Appreciate it. All right. We're going to wrap up. We got a Guys on Chicks. Yes. Also, wait, hold on. Remind Jake, I just wrote it down. Remind me that we're going to do a hat roast at the beginning of the show with everything else.
Okay.
I wrote it down.
Those baseball.
Yeah, I
hats?
wrote it down.
Okay.
All right, we're going to wrap up. We got Guys on Chicks. Send you on your way. Also, a reminder, next week is Memorial Day. So we will have a show on Tuesday and Friday. So we will be back in studio on Monday night. No show Monday. And we'll be Tuesday and Friday next week. We'll have a lot to discuss. There'll be a lot of NBA playoffs and hockey playoffs to get to. So, yeah, that's a little reminder. I'll remind everyone again on Friday. Also, watch our shows on YouTube and upvote every single video, please. It helps a lot.
And watch Big Cat play cornhole at 2 o'clock today.
Play Barstool app.
All right. Big Cat.
All right, can I do the shirt now? Because
sure.
All right.
Fine.
Because, I mean, we
on?
plug Play Barstool. We got to plug everything.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
That's
you gotta
related
get
to
the
that.
merch out there.
We got to get the merch out there.
It's smart.
All
What does
right.
that say? It says best in the office?
Best in the office.
Your laptop's
That's
in a
Jake.
good place.
Yeah, there you go. Check that out.
Jake looks.
That's a handsome
I
guy.
don't know what the hell. His face. That's just determination right there.
That's the look of just domination. It's the look of
I might
confidence.
get it tattooed.
On your chest?
Yeah, it's somewhere.
Just get that exact shirt tattooed on my body.
Somewhere.
2 o'clock today, Big Cat's going to lose to Frank the Tank. Make
You
sure
think
you
so?
tune in. I think so.
I don't know. The Fleming curse. It's tough to beat.
And if you think differently, you can make your picks and play Barstool App. All right, hey, Big Cat, just wondering if your dick and balls actually become bigger once you become a dad. My husband's haven't grown since I first met him when we were both 16, and I'm thinking it'll grow, and he'll be able to please me if he knocks me up. Thanks, handsome.
I would say it's the opposite. My dick is getting smaller. I mean, it is. It is.
It's like a gun that's been shot a lot.
Well, yeah, it
gets rusty in old age.
Yeah, it's almost like everything knows, like, hey, we're almost done. Mm-hmm. Like there's nothing left here to prove.
Like a great horse that's gotten you the distance.
Yeah, so we're gonna.
She's starting to get her legs out from under her.
Yeah, we're just gonna go shrink off in a field somewhere.
Hey guys, quick question: when guys want to watch sports all weekend instead of actually playing sports, are they alphas or betas?
Ooh, big alphas.
I think it's more alpha to watch other people play sports. Mm-hmm. It's, you know what? It's actually the most alpha thing you can do is to criticize other people for how they're playing sports that you couldn't play.
Yes. And also, playing sports is hard. Watching sports for an entire weekend, that's almost the hardest thing in the world to do. Mm-hmm. Like all right. No, like, I'm not being hyperbolic here.
No cap.
No cap. Thank you. No cap. I would actually put it up. I know that there's a little bit of a difference, but I would put up guys sitting on a couch and watching an entire slate of college football on Saturday and an entire slate of NFL football on Sunday. I'd put that up there with the Iron Man. I really would. Obviously not physically as taxing, but mentally far more taxing.
I would say physically more taxing in the long run, because if you do that over the course of an entire career watching sports, those weekends add up.
And
the pounds
Not
add
to mention
up.
the social media
The
posts. It is kind of
sedentary
like a
lifestyle.
triathlon where it's like you got to watch and also tweet.
And bet, and it's also it's one of those things where give me any triathlete in the world, I probably can't do what they're doing, but I bet you I'd have a better chance of doing what they're doing than they could do what I'm doing.
Well, also,
I could just walk a marathon.
If you do that every single weekend, you're probably going to die before the person that runs a triathlon every single weekend. So you tell me which is harder on the body.
Yeah, and if you're in shape and you're a triathlete, you're one of those fucking tryhards that wakes up at like 5 a.m. to run. No chance you can sit through Louisville play Duke like noon on a Saturday.
Or late night snack in the whack.
Yeah, right. Like you would be tapped out. And then you got to wake up and there's a London game. Oh, the Dolphins are playing the Jags. Guess what? No rest for the weary.
Absolutely. And then you think that
I truly believe
you think
this.
you can make kickoff on Sunday Countdown? Right when Randy Moss and the boys are sitting down starting to chop it up? I don't think so. Can you do a screen grab?
Lights out before the sun. As soon as Al's sliding in, you'd be fucking head on the pillow, lights out.
Listen, it's tough to get up there at the crack of 10 a.m. and get the screen grab of that first sign on College Game Day.
Oh,
right
and
over Kirk's shoulder.
By the
get
way,
that first one out there.
By the way, if we're really counting this, it's not just 1 week. It's the whole season. It's 18 weeks now, which... Reminder, Jake, put that in there that we have to do some stress test training to make sure that we're up to an 18-week schedule. We don't want to get injured in week 17. I don't know.
Probably
we just
preseason.
Yeah, we got to. Yeah, maybe it's preseason. We sit down and watch
some reps.
Stress test. Okay.
Well, because it's just like it's more season for everyone. You know, there are people. That was the big bugaboo in the CBA. Like guys are going to get injured. That counts fans too.
And also, we've got games on Thursday nights now, which are just a health and safety nightmare for us. Especially,
and they might not even be on TV.
Sometimes we have Saturday night football.
I think that might be this year.
In the NFL, but it's labeled Thursday night football on Saturday. Your brains have to be fungible and adapt.
Maction.
Be water.
Maction.
Hey, Dad, Cat, Hank, and that other guy. I'm lucky enough to have met the love of my life, and we recently got engaged.
Congrats.
I've started looking for wedding venues, and the place I love the most has only one Saturday open for the entire rest of the year.
Oh, no.
It's on November 6th.
Nope.
This wouldn't be a problem, except my fiance refuses to get married on a day that the Razorbacks are playing. He said, I refuse to go to weddings if the Hogs or Chiefs are playing, and I won't make other people do it for our wedding. Do you think my fiance is being ridiculous to make us wait 4 extra months to get married? I need help.
Sounds like you get a real gym. I would say, yeah, don't do... If your husband is a diehard Razorbacks fan, my guess is there are people in his family that are also extremely diehard Razorbacks fans, and they're going to figure out a way to be watching the Hogs play during your wedding one way or another. So I would say yes, absolutely delay it at least until, well, I was going to say until the college football playoffs are over, but it's Arkansas. So until early January, delay it.
Whoa. What's his name? Yes, sir. Sam Pitts, right? He's the college football coach for Arkansas. He's fucking awesome. He's got them going in the right direction. I agree with you, PFT. If he's diehard, a lot of his family is diehard.
It's not a casual fan base.
You basically Pittman. You will basically your entire wedding experience will be hijacked by that game. People will be wanting to watch that instead of watching you and the love of your life and all that jazz happen. So yeah, don't do it.
Well,
that's crazy.
Let's check up real quick. Who are they playing? You said November 6th?
November 6th. Let's check. I'm also going to look real quick. You can't do it. And everyone's going to be miserable.
Mississippi State, I mean, you should beat the shit out of them.
Yeah, that they suck.
Yeah.
But everyone would be miserable.
Guess that line.
Ooh.
What's the line, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
I think it's going to be Arkansas by 1.5.
Ooh.
It's at home.
Arkansas's at home?
It's in Little
Arkansas
Rock.
3.5. Here's what else.
Write that down,
Here's
Jim.
what else you're missing.
Fayetteville.
LSU, Alabama.
Yeah, Fayetteville.
LSU, Alabama's that weekend. Florida, South Carolina sucks. Texas, A&M, Auburn. These are some of the games that you're making your entire guest list skip. Illinois, Minnesota. That's probably the Beth Mowins game of the week. No one can watch it. Ohio State, Nebraska. That's a big game.
Yeah, huge. Historically.
Yeah, Oklahoma State, West Virginia. I'm so excited. I was thinking about this the other day, just how much I'm excited for fans back in the stadiums and college football. Oregon, Washington. Shout out Spencer Hawes. Need I rest my case? Or do you want me to keep going? USC, Arizona State.
No, you're good. Sup, fellas.
Army, Air Force, take the under.
As it warms up and summer is back, how can I prevent chafing down there?
Coconut oil or red cider apple vinegar.
I've always had success with Gold Bond, the powder. If it's a really hot day, just give yourself a little. You can even do the LeBron where you fucking slap it and then put a little on your balls.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little in the in your underwear in that little thing that hangs and just fucking keep it dry.
Well, this is guys on chicks, so I think it might be a female.
Oh, fuck. All right, well,
so let me just say,
first get balls.
There's nothing, according to most of the mommy blogs that I've read, that coconut oil won't fix.
Can't you just put a tampon up there?
Are we talking about lip chafage?
I think
Is that a thing?
No, I think. But if you put a tampon up there, it will just capture all the moisture, right? It's like
In the area?
Yeah, it's like putting out like a honey for a bee.
Just dump a bunch of cotton balls down your jeans.
Mm-hmm. I think we got that one.
All right.
No, here's what you do. Just eat a bunch of different packs of beef jerky. Take out all those silica gel packets, and then put those in your vagina.
Yep, captures all the moisture.
What's up, Big Cat, PFT, Cake, and Bubs? First time, long
no,
time.
Hank.
Oh, no.
Question from Mr. Commenter. Do you receive a residual check for your epic potential Grammy-winning performance in the NHL commercial of you playing the air guitar? I keep seeing it every day and wonder how that works since you guys make a mere $75K an episode. I surely hope.
80. We're at 80 now.
When it got pumped up. Because of leap year, there was an extra day, so $5,000.
No worse way to reveal yourself as a casual by tweeting like now. Is that PFT commenter in the New Amsterdam commercial?
Yeah.
I've
Well,
gotten a few of those. I've been like,
It's very late to do that.
It's not. It's actually not me.
There we go.
It's just some
Body double.
It's some guy that whoever he is, he's hot as shit and he's tall.
Mm-hmm.
And
Maybe it was for the Caps.
Great looking. He loves great teams.
They should probably take you out of that commercial now the Caps are out.
I don't know what my contract says about that. It'd be funny if somebody photoshopped instead of me holding the air guitar, golf clubs. Or just a big
L.
the classic OV. Yeah.
Just a giant L.
Oh, holding an L?
Damn.
Playing
man.
an L.
You didn't have to hit me that hard.
Let's see.
Oh, by the way, I think Ovi's going to resign.
Nice.
That you guys were worried about that.
I was worried.
All right, we'll do two more. What's up, PMT, especially Girl Dad Cat? Are you going to have Dr. Phil back on? I really think he could help heal the rift between Jake and Hank.
That is actually a good call.
That's great because we were talking about.
I'm going to make the text right now.
We were talking about getting a like a marriage psychiatrist or a marriage therapist on. I think that Dr. Phil is even better than that. Like Dr. Phil will straighten out any mess. We got him to apologize for MK Ultra on behalf of the psychiatric community. Dr. Phil is great at burying hatchets. So yes, I would love to have him back on.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing it right now. Texting Peggy and Kelly. Can we get?
Speaking of Peggy, hey Daddy Cat, PFG, Alpha Hank, and
I like PFG.
Alpha Jake and Beta Hank. I recently went on vacation with my boyfriend in Nashville. Being we both live with our families, it's rare we get the freedom to explore the bedroom.
Oh,
on the trip, every time we would
hotel
get drunk,
sex.
he would drop hints about wanting me to peg him.
Whoa,
but then play it off as a joke.
That's really exploring the entire room.
Do you think he wants to be pegged, or do you think it's a really funny thing to joke about? Please let me know, guys. If it's your first time, like
I can confidently say I've never joked about wanting to be pegged to my significant other, so I think that's a sign he would like to be pegged.
Especially if it's like, all right, we finally have some alone time in a bedroom to ourselves.
Right. Let's get the. Why won't you? Can you please fuck me?
Like it's totally normal to be like Miley Cyrus, choke me with your garter belt and then throw me off the Empire State Building.
Right.
But it's weird to be like, hey, put your finger into my rectum.
Yeah, I think he. I no kink shaming.
No.
But you got to peg him. and hard.
And he might
like
you
really
might
hard.
you might like it.
Yeah.
It sounds like
It
what?
doesn't matter if you like it.
You know what?
He's gonna like it. He's gonna love it.
Since you're writing in to part of my take, asking that question, I think that means that she might be maybe feeling it a little bit. Like this could be fun.
No, yeah, do it.
Give us a
Peg the
follow up on
fuck
this.
out of
I want
it.
to hear how the hotel room went.
Hit us on the side, and we will get you. We will pay for one night hotel room wherever you want,
And a towel.
to up to a certain limit, and we will.
$50.
But you have to peg, and you have to tell us that you peg. $50. A La Quinta Inn outside of Columbus, Ohio. Pegging. All right, numbers.
49.
Is that it, Hank?
That's it.
18.
Eight.
99.
What'd you say, Bubba?
86.
Also, comment in the YouTube comments what you think the number's going to be.
3.
3. All right. Big 3.
I feel like we've gotten a lot of single digits recently. Has that?
We had 1 and 2, I think, last week.
Whoa.
Wow.
Wild.
Whoa.
That is wild.
That is wild.
Do we want any facts?
Animal
Yeah.
fact.
Animal fact. In 2009, a fox cub was caught in a trap in England for 2 weeks, but survived because its mother brought it food every day. It's a nice story.
That's a very nice story.
Yeah.
That's boopaholic.
Yeah.
Love you guys.